Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining. For those of you who didn't hear, we had a problem with Eventbrite. I was unable to share my meeting link. The normal place where I share the meeting link 30 minutes before the meeting just didn't show up. Anyway, they don't have a native support for Google Meet, only Zoom. And I'm not a fan of Zoom. I actually just stopped using them permanently. I don't like the interface and pricing and everything involved. Google Meet is like half the price, way more reliable, better sound quality. Just everything about it is better for half the price, especially the user interface, which is my least favorite part about Zoom. So I had to email everybody the link. So we're having, a lot of people join the meeting late. So just waiting a few extra minutes. We'll get to it. I'll share some screen here and we'll start going through and introducing you beginners or people, starting on your journey with AI, and hopefully help you learn a few things. Hello, Antonio. Thanks for joining. Got a good group here. Just going to wait till about 11:10, and then we'll get started. For those of you curious why we don't share the link sooner than 30 minutes, you get spammed, and we have our settings set up so that as soon as I start the meeting, it'll start recording. So anytime like a random person joins a meeting, I'll get a notification that someone joined a meeting that isn't even happening, and it'll record that meeting, and it's just a huge waste of time. Plus you get spammed, and it's pretty crazy. You can get, thousands of emails in a day from this. Already, Eventbrite gets spammed a lot. I get like orders every minute sometimes. And, by the end of the day, I'll have 1,000 orders. And the goal is, it's like competitors on Eventbrite. They don't want people doing the same classes as them. So they spam other Eventbrite classes until they sell out, so no one else can join. So you have to set, it's so silly. Eventually Eventbrite like removes the orders, but it doesn't, it just still fills your inbox if you don't have it set. And if you set it to go to spam, then you might miss other Eventbrite important emails. So it's kind of a pain in the butt. But anyway, welcome to AI for Business. I'll share my screen here. Yeah, that's weird. I don't see anybody in the waiting room. Thanks for the message. It's set to automatically join. Like I haven't let anybody in, and we have 58 people on the meeting. So I don't see anybody in a waiting room because I don't have the waiting room set up, and people are just joining automatically. So that's good. The last few meetings I had it set where I had to let them in. So I'm constantly monitoring to make sure that people are able to get into the meeting. But it looks like that's solved. Again, that was related to Zoom. Okay, so everybody you can see my screen pretty well. Just looking at the chat for the thumbs up, so I appreciate it. You should be able to unmute yourself. I'm not sure. Let me know if you're not. And I will raise Michelle. If you have a question, feel free to unmute yourself and ask it. You should be able to unmute yourself. It's weird. I can't unmute you either, strangely, which is gonna, hello? Anybody? So yeah, there's something going on here in the settings, which is a big problem. If people aren't able to talk during the meeting, that's not going to be very interactive. So let me see here.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, good. Okay, so you can unmute yourself. Good. Okay. So yeah, if you have a question, definitely feel free to unmute yourself and ask it before we get started. Otherwise, I'm going to get started. And for those of you wondering, the meeting will be recorded. The replay will be up on my robertportillo.com website. We'll have all the class resources, everything that you need on a single web page, including the replay and transcript. So no need to worry about that. And you're welcome to take notes, but it's not necessary if you want to have a replay. And I'm going to do a lot. I'm going to share a fair number of things that are somewhat related and redundant. So you know, kind of practice makes perfect type of thing. Let me see here. Where are my notes? Sorry, 1 second, guys. There we go. Okay. All right. So I'm Robert Portillo, and I'm the founder of Brobex Marketing. Thanks again for everybody joining for the class. Basically, I have 18 years of marketing and website experience. I've actually been doing marketing for a couple of decades more than that, kind of just kind of for fun, not actual implementation, just reading about it, studying a lot before I started my own business in 2001. And, I've had since then, it's been an amazing journey, served over 10,000 clients, including HBO, Paramount, Sony, Marvel Studios, a lot of half of the biggest businesses in that are unique to Los Angeles, including aerospace firms, USC, UCLA, and so on and so forth. It's been a lot of fun. I've learned a lot about different people, different businesses too. Like I've been in so many different businesses when I was doing IT work. So it's really interesting to see, the way different businesses are set up and how different people make money. That's always been fascinating to me. I knew when I started doing computer repair that I was in the wrong business because I was like doing these $100, $200 jobs, sometimes $500,000 jobs here and there. But it's a lot of fighting for new customers every day. So, if you're embarking on entrepreneurship, my advice to you is like, choose the right business first. Make sure it's a good business model, something you like doing, and something, where you can, make good money without having to fight for sales every single day. And I turned my volume off and it's not going off. So there we go. Okay. But did you know that there's an AI tool that will allow you to create 1,000 blog articles at once? It's pretty insane. I'm going to go through and show you some of these apps. Right now, there's an AI app explosion. And it's just been a remarkable thing to happen. I mean, I subscribe to several newsletters, and I have my own AI newsletter website that you guys are welcome to join. I'm not selling anything today, but it's really interesting. The app explosion is kind of like what happened on the Apple Store and later, the Google Play Store. Now there's like millions and millions of apps. And right now there's only a few thousand AI apps. So it's a good market to get into, but it's a lot of fun to follow and try a lot of these tools. At the end of the day, it's easy to talk about how AI can change your business, but it's a lot better to actually show you. And so this website here, using AI, we helped this company multiply their search visibility 800%, doubled conversion rates by from 2 to 4%, and grew revenue from $1.6 million in annual recurring revenue to $4.3 million in annual recurring revenue, all in the course of about a year. And the way we did that, I'm going to get into this a little bit of the case study of how we did this. This is what the website looks like now, but it certainly didn't look like that before. Okay, so what I do, agency services, we help clients boost their visibility on Google. And everything that I'm telling you now, we do the same thing with AI. We use AI to augment it. Conversion rate optimization, a lot of you don't even know what that is, and yet it's the most important part of marketing and the highest ROI of all marketing. And of course, web page, custom AI solutions, one-on-one consulting. If any of you need help, you're welcome to go to robertportillo.com and book a session with me. And I speak at conferences and events at SEO conferences and marketing conferences on SEO and CRO. So what you're going to learn today is a foundational understanding of AI. It's going to make it, this is ideal for beginners, but if you're intermediate, even advanced, there might be some things today that I share with you that you might not know. The content that I share today are based on actual real tactics and tools that my team at my agency, there's 10 of us, use every single day to help our clients grow, right? For those of you seeking a deeper dive, I encourage you to consider, an intermediate and advanced class later. But this one is geared more for beginners, and I'm going to share a little bit more intermediate stuff towards the end of the class to kind of give you a little taste of what that's like. Even still, no matter who you are, you should find something very interesting in my presentation today. And even though I consider everything today, basic, it's important to know that AI is changing the business landscape. I've been in technology since I was 8 years old, so that's 48 years. And nothing has astonished me more than what I'm seeing happen with AI today. And what's even more amazing is we're just in the beginning phase. So, and AI is going to change the world, and people just can't even comprehend it. Like I can't even comprehend it. I'm in it every day. The tactics and tools I share with you today, as remarkable as they are nothing compared to what's on the horizon. So today I'm going to talk about AI basics and practical applications like GPT, Gemini, Claude, Perplexity, and so forth. I'm going to talk a little bit about prompt engineering. The prompt engineering is just like, how do you communicate with these chatbots? And AI-powered tools, of course. Like it's great to be able to have the chatbots like GPT, but it's even better when you have a tool that's designed to do something much more efficiently so you don't have to do it manually, right? And then custom AI solutions is one of the things that we'll talk about towards the end of the class. So it's not going to be your typical boring textbook style class. I encourage your interaction. This is real world. Again, like this is not just some theoretical class. Like the things that I show you, we're actually using every day to help our clients, to help them get more presence, to convert more visitors into customers, to improve the readability of their email campaigns, and even their brochures. Like I had a client send me a trifold brochure and I optimized it for him. So you can optimize all forms of marketing, and it's important to understand that the basic way you do that is you make your copy more customer centric. Talk about what they get, not how good you are. One of the worst things, one of the biggest mistakes, and everybody makes it. Like literally, if you look at 1,000 websites, 999, if not 1,000, are going to make that mistake. They're going to be like, we're so great, and we have so much experience, and we are this, and we are that, and we have one of this award, and we have that. Go ahead and let us know when you want to get in touch and hire us. That's not how people work. People don't give a shit, pardon my language, how good your business are and how good you are. They care about what problem you're going to solve for them and how quickly you're going to do it and for how little money you're going to do it. And the trust is important, like how good you are is important, but not until first. People don't care about how good you are until they know how good you're going to help them, right? So that's one of the things we're going to talk. It's going to be an overarching, because what I present about conversion psychology at conferences, that's what I talk about, right? And so it's going to be intermingled with this AI class. So in many cases, I've spent countless hours using a particular tactic or compared 10 or more similar tools to find examples of tools to share with you guys. And this slide deck was created by Gamma, right? And I tested probably 6 other slide decks. I used to use Google Slides or PowerPoint. What a joke. Like those are not even anything anymore compared to these slideshow tools, slide deck tools like Gamma, like this one that I used. And so I tried like 6 different ones and found this one was just by far the best. And it's really interesting to note that I did not make this class with AI. I have some notes, and my first class, I kind of read from the notes. It was new, but now I kind of paraphrase everything. I used AI to save me some time, that's for sure. And I encourage you guys to, take what you've learned today and save time, whether it's like if you're at a position at a business or you own a business or whatever it is, you're going to learn some things today that hopefully will help you do things quicker and better. Okay. Class resources, as I mentioned, an instant resource hub. Everything you need will be shared with you in an email and also at the end of the class. And this course, what this course is not, I won't be diving into like AI's history, technical foundations, or especially ethics, right? Because it wouldn't offer much immediate value. And instead, this class is going to be about actionable strategies to quickly improve your business and job performance. Issues like privacy and ethics are incredibly important. It's just not what this class is about. I urge you to use AI and ask it questions related to the topics that you're interested in that are not covered today. I remember when I was doing computer repair, a lot of times customer call me, Robert, my computer won't start up. I'm like, have you restarted it? Have you unplugged the power and plugged it back in? 90% of the time, they haven't done that one basic step. And with AI, it's the same way. Like, how many times have you had a question? Just ask AI. It's really smart. Sometimes it gets it wrong, and I'm going to show you what that's called a hallucination. And they do that still occasionally. But there are ways to find those hallucinations and prevent them from happening. Okay, so, and why is AI crucial for business? So right now, AI is essential for profitability, competitiveness, and even survival in today's market. In today's rapidly evolving marketplace, AI isn't just beneficial, it's essential for survival. Your business or job may be rendered obsolete and completely eliminated by AI. Indeed, you'd be right to be terrified of losing your job. It's already happening. A while back, I had a graphic designer make a logo for my son's YouTube channel. It took him, 4 hours, and it looked great. I thought it was fantastic, right? It was a treat for my son. I paid a lot of money for it, right? And then a few weeks ago, my son goes, "Hey, Dad, look at my new logo." And it was amazing. It was way better than the one my graphic designer made. And he made it in seconds with AI. It was just fantastic. He uploaded the old one and said, "Hey, make me a better logo than this one." And they did. In fact, it made him a bunch of them. And he picked the one he liked the best, and it was fantastic. Now imagine that. Like, my son now has the skills of a graphic designer. That's one of the most useful things with AI, in fact, like Recraft and Creatify and some of these image generation and video generation tools are just unbelievable. Unbelievable. And in time with few or no graphic designers make logos. In fact, they'll all be made by people, even children, who understand how to use AI, right? Those who know the tools and prompts to get exactly what they want. Okay. Okay, the cost of AI hesitation. Almost done, guys. A little bit of last prerequisite here. Failing to integrate and utilize AI means out on precise customer insights and operational efficiencies that competitors are already capitalizing on. It's extremely important to understand that AI is not like the internet. The internet came and disrupted things, but over the course of decades. AI is going to do the same thing over the course of a few years. And that's not it. Not only is AI changing the way businesses operate and consumers purchase, it's doing it about 10 times faster than the internet. Even more important to realize is that the internet disrupted businesses and jobs. But for example, took jobs away from taxi cab drivers and gave them to Uber and Lyft, right? That's not what AI is doing. AI is literally eliminating the need for people completely, right? AI is severely curtailing and will eventually eliminate entire businesses and careers. Bookkeepers, telemarketers, customer service reps, data entry clerks, paralegals, radiologists, retail cashiers, marketers, financial analysts, warehouse workers, truck drivers, they'll all most likely be completely replaced by AI, leaving few, if any, jobs for the humans that previously did them. Administrative assistants, copywriters, factory assembly line workers, stock traders, mortgage loan processors. I mean, I had originally had a list of over 100, like I was going to name off. It's too much. But all those job positions are highly likely to no longer exist. And it could happen not just in 10 years, but 5 or 3, right? So if it seems like I'm trying to scare you, I'm not. But if you're scared by the predictions I've made, you should be. I'm not the only one making them, and I'm concerned myself. It's possible that marketers will be completely or almost completely eliminated by AI. What am I going to do, right? I don't want to retire. I want to work for several more decades. I like working. This class represents one of the ways that I'm branching out. Instead of being replaced and made obsolete by AI, I'm going to become a part of it, right? And in this way, I'm going to teach people and hopefully, make some good connections and broaden my skill set in order to better adapt to the coming changes in the worldwide marketplace that are going to happen because of AI. The hope is that you commit to learning and using AI so that you can not only avoid being made obsolete or displaced, but can reap the rewards of AI, because there's a lot of potential and new businesses going to be created with AI. Okay. So imagine, here's the first example, right? Imagine if you're a business owner and you have a new hire, right? A new employee, or imagine you're a new employee, just started at a business, right? Your new employee or team member may know nothing about your business or job responsibilities. What if instead of weeks of hands-on training, which to be clear may still be necessary, this new team member could be rapidly trained by AI? The way that you could do this is by uploading all your essential company employee information into a custom AI library, right? And more, I'll have more on that in the second half of the class. But in this custom AI library, you could upload things like the company policies, procedures, job descriptions, responsibilities, training manuals, onboarding materials. So you're literally uploading these docs. You're just click upload, send the doc to AI, customer scripts, compliance and legal requirements, all of your legal documents, everything, your employee training handbooks and manuals, case studies, frequently asked questions, performance metrics and goals, customer reviews, the whole company website, company culture and values, all of your estimates and invoices, everything, your IT documents, cybersecurity, sales negotiation techniques, leader development resources, emergency response protocols, software and tool tutorials, industry trends, best practices, employee feedback, survey data. The list goes on and on. But once you've uploaded all of that, there are tools that will allow you to create a complete set of training videos, interactive too, they'll quiz your employees to make sure they're paying attention and give you a score, right? And everything, all with AI. And so that new employee starts and you sit them down, you're like, here you go, here's our training. And the training will be the best training, it'll be better than even the best Fortune 500 training prior to AI. That's how amazing, one of the amazing ways that you can use AI. And it's not complicated. I'm going to show you, it's just super simple to upload documents. So AI-powered testimonial videos, right? It's one of the biggest things with businesses. Is one of the most powerful ways to increase your conversions on your website is to have a video testimonial, because trust is a big factor. It's how do I know I can trust you? Especially if it's someone coming to your home or business. Maybe you're a computer repair person, or maybe you're a contractor, or maybe you're a doctor. How do I know I can trust you? Well, one of the best ways to do that is to have customers make testimonial videos saying, hey, I really love Dr. Watson. He was great. I've been seeing him for 20 years. He does all, I've referred him to friends. He does all my family and my kids, and I can't thank him enough. You see a video like that on a webpage, it's powerful. People tend to trust what other people say about your business way more than what you say, because you'll just say anything. Oh, we're the best. You see that on every website. There's so many websites. Oh, we're the best plumbers in Los Angeles. We're the best restaurant in Los Angeles. People say it so much that it doesn't mean anything. In fact, it's offensive to some people. You're the best, really? Prove it. You're just saying that, and now you're lying to me. So now why would I want to do business with you when you're just literally lying to my face saying you're the best? When you know you're not the best, you're just saying you're the best, right? Now, if they were voted the best by LA Magazine or LA Weekly or something like that, LA Times, that's different. Voted #1 by LA Times. That's powerful. Again, that's someone else saying it, right? So these AI-powered testimony videos, I'm going to show you some of these later. They're so real, it's hard to believe they're not. In fact, since I discovered this app that I'm going to show you for making these videos, I found some that are way better. And I haven't had a chance to incorporate them into this class yet. But the one from just 3 months ago has already been left in the dust. but it's still great. I'm gonna show it to you. And if I have time, I'll show you the new one too. So basically, I mean, for $2, you can make a testimonial video with an AI actor, and it's not a digital actor. It's a real person that they have, spent hours, watching, with recording their, their voice and their actions, and then it can make them, like a deep fake. It can make them say anything that they want, that you want. You can write your own script and everything. It's amazing. I've mentioned, a pitch deck. Like a lot of people have to do presentations. If you're a salesperson, or you're in charge of a segment, administrative role in a large, medium to large company, you probably do presentations. And Gamma is amazing. I mean, you can just go into Gamma and tell it, hey, make me a slide about, why, AI is so powerful for creating content. And it will create the image and everything. Like this slide was created by AI. Now, it might not seem like much, but a presentation like this in the past would have taken me probably 50 hours to put together, maybe 30, 40 if I was doing it fast. Now I can make one in a day like this. This took me about a day, about 8 hours to make this slide deck. It's a big one too, guys, by the way. I have another class. It has 14 slides. This one's a beast. It has a lot more. So we're gonna get into like the real nitty gritty here, and we're gonna get into the different chatbots. Okay, so the chatbots are what most people think of when they think of AI. But just believe me, it's the most popular, but it's just the beginning of what AI can do. ChatGPT was the first to market, and it shook the world and set a record for being the first app to have 100 million users. And it did that in 2 months. Instagram took 2.5 years to reach 100 million users. That's how amazing that is. The others, Gemini, made by Google, Claude, DeepSeek, Perplexity, all very similar in design and usage. So I'm going to open each one up here, and I'm going to show you what I mean. Okay, so this is ChatGPT. This is the one I use the most, although lately I've also been using Claude a lot. You can see my little shortcuts up here. What you see over here on the side are some saved projects that other people have made. These are my projects here. And then there's my search history, the rest. And I can search my my chat history, rather, over here. So like, if I talk about gold, right, investing in gold, if I type that in here, it should find my chat related to that. Looks like it's being very slow today. Investing in gold, E-Trade, and so you can see my chat will come up here, my previous chat. It's really helpful if you don't want to go through, like some of these chats you can chat for a long time, and so it's nice to be able to recall those. Up here is where you can close the sidebar. Here's where you search. This is where you make a new chat, and over here is where you upload. This is one of the most useful parts of AI. You can connect to Google Drive or OneDrive. I just click add photos and files, and now my computer, to save energy, has shut down some hard drives. So give me a second here. It's going to pop up here in just a second. It's being very slow today. So see, I can upload an image, I can upload a PDF, I can upload a document, a lot of different things. We'll get into that more in just a bit. If I tell it search and put something in, it has the ability to search the web like a human. You can say, find me the best price on, a kid's bike, right? If you click deep research, then it'll search multiple websites and do a really deep dive into whatever topic. It can create images. I have found that it's very spotty, and this canvas here is for code writing, which I don't do. And then we're going to go back over here. This is Gemini. This is Google's, and it never rates in the highest for the things that I do, in comparison tests. So I barely ever use it, but you can see it's like a total copy of GPT. It's not much different. And then you have Claude. Claude is different. Claude has different you try it and see yourself, but new chat projects and so forth over here, and then here's where you upload your files and so forth. But some people prefer Claude, and it does rank above GPT sometimes in different comparison tests. And then there's DeepSeek. This is the new Chinese one. It's free, which is really cool. So you can check that out. It's open source. I have to log in, but again, it looks very much like the others. And then finally, Perplexity. Now, Perplexity is very different. So if I say, who won the Super Bowl, or let's say in 2020, right? So it tells you where it's looking, and then it gives you the sources. So you see right here, 2, 6, 7, 8, 19. So this is why you can know that it's probably correct, because it's actually looking at all these pages. And if you want to be absolutely certain, you can click on the source and see what those scores are that it's checking. So Perplexity is really good if you're doing like a mission critical project, and you don't want to be, any of your information to be incorrect, then Perplexity is really good for that. So I'm going to close these for now. And we'll go over to the next slide. By the way, you will need to pay $20 a month for some of the things that I do with these chatbots today. I pay for both $20 a month for both Claude and GPT. And you get some other benefits too, like unlimited chats, basically, and you can upload files. I don't think you can do that with a free version. And that's one of the most useful features of all. The main difference between a paid chatbot and a free one, the paid ones are faster. So they purposely slow down the output on the free chatbots. Quality, the paid AI creates higher quality results too. The free chatbots will give you less detailed or specific answers. They want you to pay, so they're purposely making you want something that's a little bit better. And attachments, as I mentioned before, if you want to upload, you have to have the paid version. So my advice on the free versus paid AI platforms is to test as many platforms as you can and see which one works best for your needs. In fact, try using the same prompt on different AIs and compare the responses. Some might be better for you for writing, others better for research, and also test the same prompt on the same chatbot. So what do I mean by that? So check this out. So if I go to ChatGPT and I say, why is the sky blue, right? And it's going to tell me, and while that's doing that, I'm going to open a new tab over here, and I'm going to ask the same question: why is the sky blue? Well, here's what it says here, and then if we go over here, it's different. Rayleigh scattering. Same thing, but the way that it presents the information is different. But try that, when you go to, for example, Claude. Play with them all. See which one you like best. See what Claude says. So this one is even more different. So you can see this one seems to be longer and more detailed. And again, though, if I ask the same question, I'm going to get a different result. In fact, if I ask it 10 times the same question, there'll always be different results. That has to do with the way AI works. It's based on a large language model and a predictive analysis. So it tries to predict. All it's doing is trying to predict what word comes after another. It's very bizarre how it works, but we won't get into that. Oh, by the way, I want to show you something here. If I go back here, you can edit a prompt if you hover, so you don't see it unless you hover. Then if you hover and go right here, I can change the prompt. And I can say, no, why is the sky green? Right? And click send. And the sky isn't naturally green under normal conditions. So that's pretty cool. And you can, right here, you can copy what you said, and you can go back to your previous question here. So just wanted to mention, for those of you not familiar with the interface, that these are useful here to edit your prompt and also copy the prompt. And then down here, you can copy the response. You can give it a good, or bad response, thumbs up, thumbs down. You can have it read it out loud. You can edit in Canvas, and then you can switch models. That's one of the things that I didn't talk about, is these are your models here, and they all have them. So if I click here, sorry, I forget, sidebar, and I forget, oh, where are the models here? I forget on Claude. I'm relatively new to Claude. I just started using it I tried it when it first came out. But interestingly, oh, here it is. Here are the models here. So they have these two basic ones here and then a couple of others. So you see more models. What's a model? It's just the way that it works. So if I click the 4O, that's the, great for most tasks. This one's more advanced reasoning. This one's fast advanced reasoning. This one's for coding and so forth. So that's what the models are. Again, play with them. Play with the models. See which one, works best for what you're doing. Prompt engineering. So prompt engineering, one of the most important parts of using a chatbot is creating a great prompt. It's basically what you're typing into the chatbot. That's a prompt. And the key to great results comes from great prompts. AI results depend heavily on well-crafted prompts, in fact. So let's learn how to create a good prompt. So they call it prompt engineering. It's just, basically your input. Click on, now I'm going to go here, right? I told GPT, explain prompt engineering quickly and simply in one paragraph. And there it goes. And explained it for me. Prompt engineering is blah, 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 right? So you want to make sure you're getting the most efficient answer while minimizing irrelevant or incorrect responses. So depending on how you ask or what prompt you use, you can get crappy responses. So it's important that you know how to interact correctly and ideally with these chatbots, right? So go back here. With prompt engineering, teach me about marketing. Like this would be a vague prompt, and this is what you don't want to do. It's too vague. The marketing is vast. That's like saying, teach me about technology. It's like technology is vast. So say, teach me about the human body. Again, like too broad. Specific prompt, write a 3-bullet summary of the benefits of social media marketing for small business. That's a good prompt. So precise instructions help AI understand exactly what you need, leading to more accurate and useful responses. Now, you can also make too long of a prompt. Like if you get way too in it and you start contradicting yourself and so forth, then you're going to get bad output again. So be careful. Tune the output by saying things like, make this more persuasive. So we're going to go back over here, like we're going to say, okay, I'm going to make a new chat here. And I'm going to say, okay, make me a sales pitch for my knife sharpening business in Los Angeles, right? And then I'm going to put enter, right? So here's a sales pitch. At Knife Sharpening in Los Angeles, we bring you dull blades. We bring your dull blades back to life with precision sharpening, trusted by chefs, home cooks, and professionals across LA, blah, 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 right? So now it's asking, would you like different version formats, like a 15-second phone pitch? This is relatively new, by the way. You'll see when you start using chatbots is like they purposely try to get you to use them as long as possible. So they ask you questions at the end, and sometimes they're really persuasive and enticing. So we could say a 15-second phone pitch, a website banner, or social media ad, right? So we could say something like, make this even more persuasive, but half as long. So that's what you can do. It's like you get the best responses from AI through iteration, which we'll talk a little bit more about. Sharper blades, better cuts. Trusted by LA chefs and pros. Knife Sharpening in Los Angeles delivers precision edges that slice like new, but now feel the difference. So that's how you, one of the things you can do. I can say things like, make it less technical, or make it shorter, or make it longer, or add my name, or add my company, or add my phone number to the end, or even simply, I don't like that. Please do it over, do over, just, and you don't like it, just tell it to do it over and it will. So one of the most amazing things you can do with AI, and I really encourage you to do this, it sounds silly, but is role playing, right? So tell it things like, pretend you're a sales wizard at growing an electrician business. Tell me some general things I can do to increase sales, right? So we're going to go over here. Pretend you're a sales wizard at growing an electrician business, right? So now here it goes. Offer irresistible service packages, dominate local search, create a magnet offer, build strategic partnerships, improve the experience, not just the work, and follow up. Ask for a review, offer a maintenance package, stay on top of mind, stay top of mind like a refrigerator magnet, or a pen that you leave with them, or something that they can remember you by. So that's pretty cool. Now I can tell it, I can be like, that is too basic. Make it more detailed, right? And it will. So it'll get more specific about it. So now it's saying, reposition your services from fix it to upgrade it. Most electricians are reactive. Call me when something breaks. You flip that. Position yourself as a home upgrade specialist and safety consultant, not just a technician. This is brilliant. Brilliant. I'm not kidding you. This is so smart. And this insight that it has is, could change anybody out there with an electrician business or any type of service business, like a plumber. They're also break fix, right? They're waiting for people's things to break before they do anything. But you can be more proactive, right? So now they're telling you, you have these other services, and these can just be service pages on your website that you rank, that you talk about with clients when you meet them, right? Use in-home job time to upsell systematically, right? So it's telling you here, you have you follow a 30-point checklist, right? Find 1 to 3 issues that aren't urgent but valuable upgrades and sell them on upgrades, things that'll, help them. I used to do that as a computer tech. I would never sell anybody anything they didn't need. I was not like that. But I would definitely, like, if I saw, hey, do you back up your file? They'd be like, no, I don't back up. I'd try to sell them a backup drive, because that helps me increase my revenue and it helps them avoid a disaster, right? Same thing. It's the same kind of concept. So anyway, now it's, going through pricing and talking about reputation management and so forth, and you could even be more detailed. Like, one of my favorite things is, let's make a new chat here. And I'm going to say, look, I just started my new landscaping business. I want to use AI to help me grow it and reach 1 million in annual sales ASAP. I don't know what to ask you to help me. Please act like the world's most brilliant landscaping business consulting person, and guide me on how to use use AI to grow to meet my $1 million per year goal. All right, now let's see what it says. Okay, so now again, it's giving you a list, right? But that's not what we want, right? So what we want is deep research. So we're gonna redo this up here, right? Click send with deep research. Now, instead of just telling me what to do, because it doesn't know me, how is it going to tell me what to do? Now, we saw from the previous example that it gave some damn good advice for any electrician business. Damn good. Like, in fact, world class. but it doesn't know what kind of electrician I am even, right? So here we go. This is an exciting goal. And now it's asking me questions. Your current location, whether you serve residential, commercial, the size of your team, what kind of landscaping services you offer. So it's asking questions. So, taking this a step further, we're going to say no. Ask me all the questions that would help you understand me, my business, and my goals. And now, instead of just asking you 5 basic questions, it's going to do some research. And it could take a while, it could take a few minutes. So we're going to come back to that and see what it says. We're going to move on to the next slide for now. Okay. So these are some examples, and it's going to get more and more intense and more real world. But I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to unmute yourself and ask any questions you might have. If you have any, if anybody has any.
I have a question. I put it in the chat, but have you noticed any difference with the paid version and the quality of the images that are produced? So obviously there is a clear difference with the quality of the text that is produced, but have you noticed yourself from a marketing perspective any difference or any benefit from using the paid version for image creation?
I've never tested it because I've always used the paid version. So yeah, I don't know the answer to that. My answer would be to try it and see. Better yet, I would avoid chatbot image generation. And the reason why is there's way better tools. Chatbots are kind of a all-in-one tool. They don't necessarily make the best content. They don't necessarily do anything the best. What they are is just inexpensive, easy to use, and they do a lot of different things. To just give you an example, if I go here to GPT and I say create an image, logo, or no, it does pretty good logos. Let's say a banner for my restaurant or my bagel store announcing grand opening. Let's see how it does. And then we're going to go over here. I'm going to copy this. And we're going to go to Recraft, one of my favorite tools. Oops, there we go. And I'm going to do the same thing in Recraft. And hit go. And let's see what it came with. Oh, wait a minute. I left it again somehow. Let me go back to it here. No. This one. There we go. I may have to start over. I'm going to do a new one here. It's that's why this Chrome added a new tab there that's confusing me. Sorry about that, guys. Nope, wrong one. There we go.
Hello?
Yeah.
I have a bit of a question. Okay. So at the very beginning, you mentioned that how everything's being recorded. And at the end of this session, will we be able to have access, or there's like a copy to see any recording or pieces that we've missed? Because for me, a couple minutes ago, my internet was insufficient and I had to switch to my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And there were some pieces that I missed out on.
Yeah, there's previous class
yeah.
recordings that you'll have access to, and also today's.
Okay. How do I access it?
I'll share all of that with you at the end of the class. And you'll also be emailed. Everyone will get an email talking about where to find everything.
All right, thank you.
So see, this one's still going for some reason. I don't know why, but this, again, like Recraft, look at this. This is a grand opening banner for your bagel store. beautiful. Like these are amazing, you know. I mean, it's showing the actual banner polls and all that. You might not want that part. You'd have to crop it out or whatever. But yeah, I get amazing results. I use this all the time. Like one of our clients has a tree service business, and they are giving a 20% Jazz Fest discount. So I made them a couple of examples here of what they could use for their marketing. But just super quick examples, like not, Dylan, look at this one. Grand opening bagels. Like, see, it's super basic compared to what you see over here. Anyway, going back to the AI. So this is still researching over here, which is amazing. That's how big that deep research is, how time consuming it can be. Okay, so we're going to go back over here and okay, analyze these profit and loss statements. So this is an example that I share with. I was doing my taxes last year. This is good class. This is really powerful, amazing stuff. Anyone can do this simple thing. I was doing my taxes last year. My bookkeeper said, okay, all the bookkeeping's done. It's ready to go to your accountant. And I'm like, you know what? I don't love this bookkeeper I have. She's inexpensive and she, but she does occasionally make mistakes that I catch. And so I uploaded my bookkeeping to AI. All I did was I opened up a new chat and I pulled this open here. I don't know if let me see if it's still in here. There we go. Text Studio profit and loss. This is an example I'm using from my previous business that I sold in 2020. I had a store on Abbot Kinney in Venice Beach for 5 years. And I opened the profit and loss here and just say, give insights into this P and L. And it will. And what I was talking about before, though, is I uploaded my bookkeeping and asked it to find any tax deductions that my bookkeeper might have missed. And it did. It found $600, it saved me $600. And I was really blown away, And of course, I asked my bookkeeper about that. And she's like, oh, yeah, that's correct. I didn't see that. So AI is way smarter when it comes to a lot of things than any human. And so now it's analyzing my profit and loss here. Here's a clean version. Now you can explore individual revenue and expense categories, tools, and profit. Make me some bar charts, right? And it will make those visuals of the different things. And I can ask it different things about the profit and loss, right? So really cool. So this one right here I did already, and it shows my income and so on and so forth, the decrease in income and cost of goods sold, and it tells me all these different things, right? Valuable information. So that's one of the things you can do is you can analyze profit and loss statements. You can analyze any spreadsheet, and you can ask it questions, upload it, and say, hey, and if you don't know what questions to ask, tell it, say, hey, I want more information on this, but I don't know what questions to ask. What should I be asking you, AI? And it will tell you, and then you can type it in and ask it. This one right here is a professional meeting request. And this might sound obvious, but like you can really improve your communications, and I highly recommend it. Whether you're communicating with team members, co-workers, your people that you manage, employees, your boss, direct reports, anybody, I promise you AI can make your communications better. Not only that, it'll make them grammatically perfect. It's always correct when it comes to grammar, punctuation, and spelling. I've never seen it once make an error, ever, never. Not going to happen. So on this one here, basically the way that you do this is I use Outlook. This is my email client. Gmail's not good enough for me, the way that I work. But, I open up an email here and I just start typing, it's like, here, make me an email for my client, Carol of Tree Masters that I can't make today's meeting because my son is sick. And then take that, copy it, go over to a new chat window, and punch it in. In this case, I said, draft a professional email for a potential new client asking for a meeting whom I'm excited to meet with, explaining I'm out of town until February. This is all real, by the way. This is not just made up. I use different information here for the phone number and email, but I really used it for this. And then, hi, John, I'm hoping you're doing well. I'm really looking forward to connecting with you and exploring how we might work together. I'm currently out of town until February 20th. So basically, I just share my thought. I don't have to like format it and make sure everything's perfect. I just tell it what I want it to communicate for me, and it does it. So here's another example. Hi, Carol, hope you're doing well. I want to let you know that I won't be able to make our meeting today. My son is sick and I need to be home with him. I truly value our time and would love to reschedule at your earliest convenience. Please let me know. See what I mean? This right here now, I just copy that back into my email and it's ready to go. On the spacing, and you might want to play with the spacing a little bit. I do, that's just me. That's how I communicate. I have my own email signature, so I put that there and I'm ready to go. So that's another thing you can use it for, is like improving your communications. And believe me, you can do this same thing, by the way, for website copy, for marketing brochures, for one sheets, for any kind of advertising, marketing, any kind of copy, any communication whatsoever. AI can help you make it better, make you better, right? And then finally, there's another one here that I use a lot, is summarizing articles, right? So for example, here's right here, this is an article on the competitive advantage of using AI in business, right? So I can take this article up here and I can say, you know what? I don't want to read this whole article. It's rather long, at least, for me right now, as busy as I am, but I really want to know what it says. So I go over here, type that in there and just click summarize, or put summarize and then paste it in. And then it will go to the internet there and read it, and then it will just summarize it, and I could actually tell it, summarize it in one paragraph. So this is rather long, right? But sometimes it needs to be to do a proper summary of the article, right? This seems like, wow, this is as long as the article. Trust me, it's not. It's made the article into just these 5 bullet points, but I can just say, summarize in one paragraph, right? And instead of, it'll just give me a really quick summary. Now, here's a really cool tip I hope you guys like. By the way, I'm gonna close this, that. I'm gonna show you here this visual that it made for me: income, cost of goods sold, profit, right? Close that, meeting reschedule, close that, close that. Now, one of the Atlantic, right? The Atlantic magazine is one that I subscribe to, and but everything's behind a paywall, right? So like if I want to share this article, right, watch, I'll show you. It can't, because it's behind a paywall. GPT doesn't have a subscription to the Atlantic, and there's no way for me to give it my subscription. So if I say summary and then paste it, it's not going to be able to do it, most likely. Now, the workaround for that, see, is this. Open GPT, or sorry, open the article, and then download this little free Chrome extension here. Now, this is a search engine optimization professionals tool, but it's very valuable. If any of you work with websites, you're going to see soon. And by the way, I have a beginner SEO class that you can join if you want to learn more about this. But this overview right here, this information is the most important information for any web page. If you want your web page to rank #1 on Google, this tool will teach you more than anything else. Now, I'm going to click export page copy. And now this page copy has been downloaded. Now I can just simply go back to GPT and say, add photos and files. Go to downloads, go to The Atlantic, and then summary. And now it can summarize it. So really helpful for summarizing articles, and to do it, if it's behind a paywall, download this free Chrome extension, SEO Pro extension. Right there, just type SEO Pro extension, and then it's going to be the #1 result. And you click add to Chrome, and boom, you're in business. That's how you use that. Okay, so there's some quick examples of how you use AI in the real world. We're going to do more though. Iterate and refine. So perfecting AI prompts and output, right? So if you're using a chatbot and you don't like the first result, don't worry. You can refine it. Use phrases like, can you expand on this idea? Make it more conversational. Rewrite it with fewer technical terms. Explain it as if you were explaining it to a 5-year-old. That's a really good one. In fact, you know, when you're writing copy, unless you're trying to impress somebody with your intelligence, like you need to impress them with your intelligence, like say you're an attorney communicating with another attorney, or a doctor communicating with a scientist or a professor, so forth. Unless you're doing that, always try to communicate like you're explaining things to a 5th grader. Why? Now, this is one of the things I teach when I present at conferences. #1, if you whatever you type, like if you tend to be an intelligent person or verbose, like you like really explain things in detail, it doesn't mean the other person is. And when you do that, when you write really intelligently, and another person reads it that maybe isn't as intelligent as you, you've just made them feel dumb. And now they don't like you. They don't like what you say. They're not going to be receptive to what you say. So always communicate. In fact, take all your communications and explain them, like convert them with AI and ask it to say, you know, ask it to explain it like a 5th grader to a 5th grader. And your communications will be better. It'll be more likely to be read and understood, and you're never going to make anybody feel dumb, right? That's the thing, is like, don't ever, like, even smart people don't always want to be smart. They don't always want to think. In fact, when they go to your website, you don't want people to have to think. If that's called mental load, and that reduces conversions. So if you have a web page and you're dumping have a brain dump on it, like, oh, I'm so smart, I explained that so well. And if you have tons of content that's really smartly written, you know, like 11th, 12th grade, college level, you just screwed yourself. You're not going to get the response you want. You're going to lose sales every single time. Explain it simply with as few words as possible. And with AI, you can do that. Explain it like to a 5th grader in as few words as possible. That's one of the best things that you could ever use AI for web pages, for emails, anything. In fact, you can improve any web page by explaining things with fewer words. Like we can go here, let's say best, let's go over here. I'll give you an example. Dang it. Best personal injury attorney near me. Now, I happen to know a lot of personal injury attorneys, and I've worked with a lot of attorneys in general, like dozens and dozens. They love to be smart. You know, oh, I'm an attorney, I'm a lawyer. You know, it's like, okay, that's great. But you know, your website sucks because you're condescending. You're not communicating with people in a way that they communicate, right? Now, I'm not saying this is bad here, but there's a lot of content on. Look at this page. What the hell? No one wants to read all this. Like, I'm here to see if you're a good attorney. Why are you writing a book? I came to your website to learn information on how you can help me, and now you're giving me a homework assignment. I don't like you. And people don't buy what they don't like. They don't like you. They're not going to. So they do this for search engine optimization. They dump all this content, you know, on the page. Look at this. It's just ridiculous. So if we go here and take that and say, look, rewrite using as few words as possible and as if explaining to a fifth grader. By the way, this advice, this fifth grade advice is not just mine. It's well known that Google even gives your pages a boost if you write between 5th and 7th grade. There are tools like Hemingway and Grammarly and these, they will grade the reading level of your content. And so now I'm going to say, okay, rewrite this using as few words as possible and as if explained to a 5th grader. Look at the difference there. Look at that. Why is there so much? Why did they use so many words to say this? You know, it says the same thing. If you read this, you're going to be like, wow, it says the exact same thing. And it's just taking, and by the way, it's really stupid like that they do this, because you can put this in an accordion, you can hide it in the code, you can do tooltips, you can do a lot of things so that you don't have all this horrible content on the page. And it's not doing very well for them, by the way. They were like 15th or 16th. So they're not even, they're ruining their conversions, trying to rank on Google, and they have no clue what they're doing, because some SEO told them that was a good idea. Anyway.
This kind of overlaps too with the attorney versus lawyer speak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So by the way, everybody, that's Chris. Say hi to Chris in the chat. He's going to be moderating the chat. He's a little, I didn't know he was here. So I'm maybe a little late to the meeting, but yeah, ask your questions. If you have a website you want us to look at through a SEO and CRO lens, feel free to paste those in, and we'll get to those at the end of the class, which is coming soon. Anyway, we're going to move forward a little bit and look at some case studies. But yeah, I got a little carried away here. But what Chris was saying is attorneys refer to themselves as attorneys, but regular people refer to attorneys as lawyers. And so you have this kind of total difference in the way that the copy they write on their website versus what people actually consume. So, okay, back over here. Experiment and learn, use different wordings. Again, ask it to role play. I'm not sure if this is back over here. So here's oh, by the way, here we go. So this is, remember, it asked me, bringing you back, I asked it to interview me, and it asked me 5 questions. I'm like, that's not good enough. I turned on deep research, and I said, ask me all the questions. And I said, I'll outline a complete list of questions. And now it's asking me, what is the name of your landscaping business, and where is it located? And look at all these questions it's asking. This is more of a complete interview. And then what you do is you answer all these. You go 1, and then space, and then line break, and you answer all these questions. It doesn't have to be, the formatting doesn't have to be perfect. AI is so smart, it'll get it. And once you answer all these questions, it'll give you a really detailed plan on how to gain $1 million in annual sales as quickly as possible. It's astonishing that you can do this for free too. The free version of GPT, I don't know if it has deep research, but you can do something similar probably in DeepThink or some of the others. Chris, by the way, is DeepThink completely free, or do they have a paid model now?
To the best of my knowledge, I think it's still completely free. I don't know that there's a paid version, and it does have the DeepThink for free. Cool.
DeepThink, the China application, guys. Chris loves it. He uses it all the time, and so I'm gonna I played with it when it first came out, and I was not impressed, but they've improved it. So prompt engineering pro tip: tell AI what you're trying to do. Ask it to create a prompt for you. So this is really cool. Like, here we go. So I need an image for my online class, free AI for business course, blah, blah, blah. Please create a prompt for me. It creates this prompt. Now I go back here, I copy the prompt. I go over to Recraft, my favorite image generation tool. Also, Ideogram is unbelievable. And I go over here, and yeah, you can use AI to create your prompts. You don't even have to be a prompt engineer. but you have to read what it comes up with, because like it's talking about specific color schemes here and so on and so forth. And now look at that. Free AI for Business course. Learn AI basics so you can stay competitive. I would be blown away. Like if like 5 years ago, if I'd given that to my graphic designer, I'd be like, thank you so much. This is amazing. How much do I owe you? $500? Okay. $300, $200, whatever. You know, I'd be blown away. Now look at, in just seconds, it cost me pennies to make this. Incredible. AI hallucinations. So AI is the confident storyteller. You know, it's like, it never says, I don't know. You know, like that know-it-all kid or someone that you know who knows everything. You can ask them anything and they'll never say, I don't know. They'll just fucking make something up. You know, that's what AI does. They'll just make something up. If it doesn't matter what it is, if it doesn't know, it'll make it up. So be careful. Use Perplexity if you need to be absolutely certain that the information the AI is giving you, right, is correct. Using AI for content. So now I'm going to give you like 6 awesome examples on how to use AI for content. Okay. All right. Number 1, make it better. Right. Make your writing better with AI. Number 1, the example I gave, and this is again a repetition key here. Make it better. Hey, just a heads up, our company meeting is going to have a sale next week. You might want to check it out if you need anything. Make it better. Right. Hey, just a quick heads up. Our big sale is happening next week. If you've been thinking about grabbing something, this is the perfect time. Stay tuned for the details, right? So there you go. That's make it better. An example of, and remember, I'm just using these basic examples. You just can type anything you want in and say, make it better and see what happens. I think you'll find it almost always makes it better. Make it simpler. The software solution that we offer is designed to blah, 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 blah. And then they made it simpler. Our software automates daily tasks, saving business time so they can focus on what matters most. Make it more detailed, the opposite of make it simpler, right? Make this longer and more detailed. Replacing a kitchen faucet is a quick job, usually done in an hour, blah, blah, blah. And then this is more detailed. Like, so for example, you're a plumber and you're recommending replacing a kitchen faucet, and you literally put this on the estimate, but someone emails you back, it's like, I don't understand, like why do I need to replace it? Why does it cost so much? Well, you just say, okay, we just put what you wrote on your invoice, paste it in, say, make it longer, more detailed. And then now it made it longer and more detailed for those people who need more information on which to make an informed decision. Do you understand, guys? Some people, they don't need a lot of persuasion. They don't need a lot of information to make a decision because they've already compiled the information. So if you put all this content right here on your estimate, they probably won't read it. Be like, why are they writing a school homework assignment for me? I don't need all this. Like, I already want the kitchen faucet. Just chill out. Just, you know, why are you trying to make me read all the stuff you're writing? You know, websites are guilty of this. People's emails, like, you ever read these like spam emails you get? Like, seriously, like they're sending you this email and it's like, you know, 2 pages long. I'm not going to read that. I don't even know you. Why would I read that? It's the same thing with web pages. People think just because, you know, I got in an accident, I'm looking for a personal injury attorney, that I'm going to go to your website and I'm just going to read everything that you wrote. It's not going to happen. People skim. That's why when you create content, you make it skimmable. You have bolded sections so that when people skim, they see the most important information. Anyway, all right, so we're going to go to the next slide here. Oh, and make it perfect. Make it perfect. It's just simple. You know, you wrote a long email and you want to make sure it doesn't have any spelling, grammar, or punctuation errors. So you just take this, and there's a bunch of things wrong here. I paste it in, say proofread this, and now it's perfect. And now it's ready to be printed. And it literally is perfect. That's one thing AI never gets wrong. Research, create, and optimize content. So research it, right? So what we talked about earlier. So what are the top 10 drain cleaning service keywords for a plumber in Los Angeles, California? Well, to enhance your online visibility as a plumber, incorporating the following 10 keywords into your website marketing materials. There you go. There they are. So create it. So now I say, write a 500-word service page, web page, with persuasive sales copy for a plumbing company's drain cleaning service in Los Angeles, California. The company name is Super Rooter Plumbing Services. And we have 123 5-star Google reviews and been in business for 23 years and we're licensed and bonded. See how that's just like one long thought? Now it's going to create persuasive sales copy and incorporate that information. This gets better though, guys, because now I'm going to say optimize it. Remember, first we researched it, then we created it, then we optimized it. So now what I'm doing is I'm saying, okay, on this one, I said, optimize the content to below to include several instances of the top 10 keywords above it. So I pasted in the top 10 keywords. I pasted in the persuasive sales copy. And then now GPT is going to go and incorporate those keywords into the sales copy. And now if you haven't realized yet, what I just did is I just created a fairly highly optimized and sales persuasive copy for a web page, right? So now I would just break this all up with pictures and so on and so forth, but I have the copy for the page on my website. And because if we go back to the original one here where I said, give me the top 10 keywords, because it contains all 10 of those keywords, the page is more likely to rank #1 on Google. So you might want to definitely, if you didn't quite get that, play that one back, because I just gave a real nugget there for you business owners, website people who manage websites, people who update websites, people who have a website. This is one of the best things you'll ever learn for if you want to rank better on Google and other search engines. AI-powered document understanding. In the interest of time, basically, you know, I had it look at a terms of service document and told it was the longest terms of service document in the world. Supposedly it takes 2.5 hours to read this thing and understand it. And I just pasted it in and said, hey, tell me what I need to know. Tell me the most important parts. You could do this with non-competes, terms of service agreements, contracts that you have with vendors, and you know those software policies. You know, when you install something, copy it and paste it. Don't just click I agree. See what they're trying to pull over on you, right? You can use AI to read those for you. Analyzing web pages with AI, right? So this one here, I'm going to say analyze the landing page of Flores Artscape with a focus on structure, messaging, design, and conversion elements. Identify the key strengths such as persuasive sales copy, strong calls to action, trust signals, blah, 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 and compare these elements to my website. So the reason I did this is I typed in something like landscaping service near me or Los Angeles, and this company was #1. I don't remember if that was exactly it, but landscaping company near me. And there you go. Look at Flores Artscape. Now they show up obviously for a lot of different things. And so they're going to get a lot more business than all the businesses below them. In fact, they're going to get 70%. Anywhere from 50 to 70% of all the organic clicks are going to go to this business. So big deal. And I picked the other company here, Pacific Outdoor Living, because, and I'm going to close some of these guys. It's getting a little unruly. Because they were ranking somewhere on the 2nd or 3rd page, right? So basically the point of this is you can use AI to say, why does this company, now it could be anything. Say you're, plastic surgeon near me, right? So why is this guy, we're going to go back, we're going to pass Yelp and ZocDoc because these are directories. And this is the actual first business listing. Truesdale facial plastic surgery. Well, why do they rank #1? And, my business, it ranks, this one here, aesthetic and cosmetic, and that's also a directory. NewportBody.com. Why do I rank on the 4th page? Why? How is that fair? Well, you copy both of these in here, use this prompt right here, and find out why. It'll tell you. It'll give you a lot of really good information. Now, it may not be enough information to rank you number one, but it's going to help you make a lot of progress. It really will. All right. AI powered review responses, right? This is another one. A lot of people don't know you need to reply to your reviews. So we work with a lot of dispensaries. This is one of them. Dispense a lot of businesses, and this is one of the dispensaries here. So if we go to their reviews recently, by the way, here's a really cool tip. They have a dispensary, and we told them, hey, you got to get more reviews. I'm not kidding you. This was a few weeks ago. They had 156 reviews or something. And all of a sudden I came in one day and I'm like, oh, you got 63 new reviews. And I'm like, how is that possible? It's only been a couple of days since I last looked. Well, they put a spin the wheel in their store. And if you spin the wheel, you get a discount or you win free prizes and this and that, but you have to write a review. So you write a review, you get to spin the wheel. And you can get free stuff or a discount or whatever. Well, now look at them. They got 250 reviews in like 2 weeks. Now, these reviews are a conversion factor and a ranking factor. So the more reviews and the higher your rating, the more likely you are to show up in Google. So if we go A21 dispensary, New Jersey, right? Oh, sorry. We're just going to say dispensary, New Jersey. Now we'd have to really be in there, but city, right, to know to get a better idea. But anyway, that's what I'm talking about is this maps section. So if you type dispensary, New Jersey, these reviews help you rank here, not here in the organic at all, but here, which is arguably much more important, depending on the business. But what a lot of people don't understand is your reviews you have to reply to them. So you see this right here. These guys are dope and very friendly atmosphere and good deals, right? Always friendly and fresh products, blah, 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 right? So here's a longer one. So I'm going to go in here. This is a 2-star review, right? So I'm going to copy this. It's really important to reply to the bad reviews and not ever argue, not ever criticize your customer, always just be nice and never apologize. Never apologize, ever. No matter what, don't ever apologize, admit wrongdoing. Just thank them for their understanding, be kind, be patient. Don't get angry. It's the worst thing you can do. I've seen customers literally ruin their businesses and go out of business from doing this. Don't do that. So you go here now to GPT and you say, wow, I don't know how to reply to this. Reply to this review. And then you paste the whole thing in there, right? So again, but they're apologizing, and I'm going to say never apologize. Just thank them for their See, this is where, with marketing and stuff, that's my opinion. There's no fact that says, never apologize. That's just my opinion. Like, if you apologize, you're admitting wrongdoing, right? And you don't want to do that. Even if you did do something wrong, admit it to the customer privately. That's fine. But in a public forum, don't ever do that. Just be gracious. Grace is your best friend when replying to negative reviews. So thanks for your feedback and understanding. Our menu focuses blah, blah, blah. And now, your input helps us improve. We hope you to offer you a better experience next time. See, now you're not apologizing, but you're being very gracious. And it's really important to reply to these reviews. We have not had it redo their SEO. We haven't even had a chance to reply to this massive influx of reviews. You can see normally they'll get a review or two every day or so, and we reply to them right away. But this is going to have to be done. And when you reply to the reviews, it helps with your conversions and your rankings. And a little hot tip too is, when you do reply to the reviews, get keywords in there. So these, this one right here, for example, I could say, reply to this and use the word cannabis in the reply. So I spell that wrong sometimes, sorry. Cannabis. It's cannabis. Go. And now, hi, Giancarlo. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Oh, wait. I forgot to I forgot to paste the review. Sorry, guys. There we go. So thanks for the great review. We're glad you enjoyed the friendly atmosphere and found some good deals. That's exactly the vibe we aim for at our cannabis dispensary. That's the keyword they're trying to rank for in #1 in Google. You know, that's why you use that there. So this is not just AI. This is AI for search engine optimization. But it's also like any business can help can use this to help whatever they're doing. You know, that reviews aren't just for rankings. You know, it's a good thing to do online for a number of reasons. So now I can go back over here, reply to that, and paste it in. And now, here we go. Right? It does such a good job. It's like having, literally, it's like having the smartest person in the world as your personal assistant. AI, these chatbots. It's incredible. I just, every day I'm so thankful I'm able to use this. I'll be thankful until my job is completely replaced, right? So I don't have to find something else to do. But that's just, you know, change is inevitable. It's just going to be happening at a pace of which most people will be unprepared for. Interpreting survey data, you know, the example I gave is like you guys get a post-class survey, a pre-class survey, and you know, I'm able to upload my survey results and it will give me charts and graphs and everything. We're running out of time, so I'm not going to get into that, but it's incredible that you can use the survey data. Let's get into some of the tools here. So bulk article generation. This is one of the ones I told you about at the beginning. Creating 1,000 articles at once. Like for some of you out there, I can just see dollar signs in your eyes. And trust me, that's very possible with tools like ZimWriter. ZimWriter, I was able to pick up a lifetime subscription to this for very little money. I think this is it. But they have a monthly plan and it's not much. It's, let's see if we can get this to pop up here soon. It's taking a bit here. There we go. So this is what ZimWriter looks like. It's very old school. It's a program you download and install. And I'm not going to update it, but like it has things like one-click writer, where you just like write an article on dental assistant customer service, right? And then click go, and it will write the article. It'll be amazing. The bulk writer here, this is where it gets crazy, and you can put up to 1,000 titles. So what would you do? You know, you'd be like, maybe it's not 1,000, maybe it's 100, maybe it's 50, maybe it's 200, right? So you go to ChatGPT and you say, give me 100 articles on mortgage refi, right? And 100 article topics on mortgage refi. And now I'm going to say, okay, here's something better. One per line, no bullets or numbers. No formatting. Why am I saying that? Because you have to paste them into ZimWriter with no formatting. Just the straight up. So here you go. See, it's just listing these. Normally it would put them like 1, 2, because I asked for 100. So it's going to name them all off, 1 through 100. But then when I go to paste that into ZimWriter, it screws it up. So we don't want that. So we're going to go back to close that. And so now it's off, and I basically, you know, I'm going to stop it. Oh, it's done. I'm going to click copy right here, and then I'm going to go back to ZimWriter and paste those in there. And now guess what? I can click start bulk writer, and it will write the 1,100 articles in this case. Now it has options here that, you know, bolding. Remember I told you bold to help readability for the skimmers. nuke AI words, like to make it less detectable for AI detectors. That's important. I can tell it to always include a table or a list. I like those. Disable the conclusion. That's a telltale sign. You can give it a personality. You know, you can write in the style of Martha Stewart, let's say, or it'd be funny, write in the style of Flavor Flav. You know, it will. It's crazy. You know, it'll do all these crazy things. Of course, you probably wouldn't want to do that. You can even hook it to Recraft and other image generators, and it will include all the relevant pictures for the article. It's incredible what it can do. Now, even better, like to do, if any of you are interested in doing something like this, what I would do first is do some deep research and say, give me something like this. So say, give me 100 articles on, let's say, personal training, right? And you don't even have to fix the typos, right? You really don't. It knows. So that have not been written about ever, right? But may have a lot of potential readers, right? And then click deep research and then click go, right? Now you're going to get, and it's going to ask you some questions, right? And you answer these questions and then it will go, right? So the primary audience, let's say, would be, you know, people in their 20s who play pickleball. And then are you targeting a specific niche or training? And then let's say strength training, focus on workout plans. And then the goal of these articles is SEO growth, right? You want more readership, and then you click go. So that's a much better way to do it. And you're more likely to attract a lot more readers with your articles than if you had done it the first way. Does somebody unmute have a question? Marcelina, what's up?
Hello. Hi,
Hi.
Robert. So my question is, I'm not gonna open my video, sorry. So can you hear me? Can you hear me, Robert?
It's tough. Maybe.
Okay, I'll just chat. I will just chat.
Yeah, no, I can hear you. Go. Let's try it.
Okay, my question is it safe to use it for example, if we're gonna put all our personal details in it, because it's, you know, if you use the Google, then your details are there, something like that. So is it really safe to use the AI for our personal details to be there?
Yeah,
Because I'm afraid of the hacker and scammers.
yeah, it's a really good question. And honestly, I don't know. They say it is, but honestly, I wouldn't trust them. I would never put, you know, any of critical data like my social security number and, you know, driver's license, and I would never put any of that in there into GPT. It's all, I think they use it all as training data, so I would avoid that.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, let's go back here. Professional content optimization. So this is Surfer SEO, and this is what's really cool about this is I can optimize an article. Whoa, I don't know what that was. Let's see here. And say you want your article to rank more highly on Google. Let's say you have how to groom a long-haired cat. All right, let's go. Now let's look at this article here and say, see how this one's ranking #1? This one's actually ranking #1 right here. And let's say your article was this one here, right? So we're going to go here and we're going to say, okay, let's copy that. Let's see, maybe it's not optimized very well. So we're going to go over here to content editor, and I'm going to say new content. I'm going to paste the URL in right here. And then what was the keyword again? Remember? It was how to groom a long-haired cat. Like I really want to rank for that, right? So because I have a local business that we do cat grooming, and if we could rank for that, man, we'd get a lot more customers, right? Or a lot more readers, and we could sell more of our products, or our special long-haired cat grooming kit that we sell, or whatever. There's all kinds of ways to monetize. You could sell ads on an article that ranks #1 on Google. So what I did is I pasted it in here, and in about a minute, it's going to give me a score on how well that article is optimized. So for example, these are a lot of the real articles we've optimized with Surfer. We have a optimization method that takes 7 hours per article, and we use AI to save time too. But like how 3D printing accelerates production timelines, prepping in small spaces. We have a survival company products website that we help, knife sharpening, wall murals, a tree service, does weed go bad for the dispensary, event signage for our printer, how to get rid of rats in my attic for pest control, coconut water for an organic living, tech support services for a computer repair website. So these are the content optimization scores of those different articles, and there's going to be thousands of them in there. Now look, 63. This article ranks a 63 out of 100. And you can see it's not in the green over there. The top competitor ranks a 69, so they're not far behind. So I can go in here and click auto optimize, and it's going to use AI, and it's going to go in and re-optimize this entire art. Right now, what it's doing, and look, it's already a 72. We've already beat the top competitor's optimization score. Now it's going down. It's adding content to this with AI. So you'd have to read it because it might add bad content, right? But it's analyzing the website, the article, and it's adding content where necessary. And when it's done, well, you can see it's already going to beat the top competitor. Now I can just copy the article that's been optimized, paste it back onto my blog, and the rankings should go up. Works pretty well. So you can see the score is now 74. We'll come back to that. So that's Surfer. Again, you'll have all these resources. AI powered, at the end of the class, we'll email them to you too. AI powered product images. So this is really amazing what you can do here. And I gave you a little bit of taste on that earlier. Problem, a printing company needs 50 different banner size images for its website, but has limited time and money. So basically what it is this company here, so if we type banner sizes, and we go down here, banner sizes, right? So they have all these different banner sizes here, plus all these down here. They sell all these different banner sizes. So to make each product, so you can see they only have, what is it, 3 times 21 different sizes here, because each one of these, they were having to create these images for, and they were doing this by hand. In fact, Chris, who's helping moderate chat, helped make these here before AI got so good at it. And it was very time consuming. Like to do that for 200 banner sizes is a lot, now, and they're mock-ups. You can see these are just mock-ups still. But now we have a totally different way to do that with AI. And instead of it taking 6 hours and costing $750 in material, the labor and the mist work and so forth, literally it was going to cost for 50, just 50, it was going to cost almost $3,000 to the company. Now you can do it for $10 in just a few hours or less. You can use AI, and this is what the end result looks like. Look at that. That's a 10 by 10 banner, and it's proportionally correct. This is all AI, 100%. And it's got the wrinkle marks and everything. The grommets down at the bottom. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. This is a 10 by 10 banner image that would cost them, like if they had to print this thing out and they had to like get a model to come out and take all these pictures and everything, it's ridiculous. It's not practical. But now you can do these things with AI. It's absolutely insane. Problem, a construction company with multiple locations in different states needs headshots for 50 admin employees. Photography, $500 per person. Sometimes you can get them, like if you do both, for $200 or $300 a person. Cost per headshot, $100, $50 an image, like different things. Anyway, you get the point. Like, they have employees in different states and they all need consistent looking headshots. It's cost prohibitive for most businesses, right? Fortune 500 companies can do it. But now with AI, you can go to, for $39 a person, you can get 40 AI generated headshots. The time required, minutes instead of weeks, no travel time, perfect uniformity. You get 10 background choices. Total cost for 50 employees, $2,450 versus $40,000, right? Savings almost $40,000. And, you know, they look like amazing. Like, this is just an example, but I will give you a little secret here. I actually did it for myself, and that they were some of the best pictures I've ever had of me. That's how good they are. They blow me away. I'll pull these up here. My knees. I'm having trouble finding these here, of course. 1 second, guys. It's weird. They just don't seem to be there anymore. Thanks for your patience, guys. I don't know why they're. I'll come back to that. But I assure you, and we'll share the app with you that does this. They are not in the place where they are supposed to be for some reason. Okay. Anyway, move on to the next slide here. Thanks for your patience. Problem, an online furniture company needs 5 videos for testimonials and social media ads. As you know, video, if a picture is worth 1,000,000, 1,000 words of video is worth 1,000,000. You can do a lot with video. A lot of, if you're not on YouTube and YouTube Shorts and Instagram and TikTok, and you have products and services, like, you're really missing out on a lot of potential business. The problem is, you know, making the videos. Like, some people are really good at it. They could just stick the phone like this and just, like, they seem like it's effortless. Other people have more, you know, stronger requirements. Like, if you're doing a how-to video or a product video or something and you want it to be really professional, it can be challenging, right, and expensive. But now with AI, instead of having to spend thousands of dollars, in this example, $5,000 to $10,000 for these testimonial videos, you can spend $50 and have them done very quickly. This is Helen, and this is a real person, what's called an AI actor. It's an AI inspired. It's a real person, but it's an AI generated video of her. And I'm going to play this video here for you. By the way, can you hear this? Do you hear her talking?
Not yet.
No, yeah. I have to figure out why. On Zoom, it wasn't a problem, but for some reason, but I'm going to just, the audio is amazing. And what I'll do is I'll share a link to this with the email we send out so you can see this, but so he's talking about how great this company, it's a furniture company we work with, how great they are. And it's a really quite incredible how realistic the video looks and sounds. It's her real voice. It's not one of those weird AI voices. It's this real girl's voice, but it's basically, it allows you to deep fake her into saying anything you want her to say. And it sounds realistic and perfect. And like, if you really scrutinize it, you can see, you know, it's not it's not perfect, but this was made like 5 or 6 months ago. The newer ones are even better. So I just have to update this to make some of the newer ones and show you. And I was hoping to get into that towards the end of the class, but I'm not sure if we'll have enough time for that right now. So moving right along. Problem: an educator needs a slide deck for a class he's teaching. That's me. It used to take forever, and now Gamma is amazing. And problem: here's another one that guys, this is a game changer. I don't know about you, but I was using QuickBooks, Intuit QuickBooks, $35 a month, paying my bookkeeper $150 to $200 a month. She's consistently late. She makes mistakes. She misses deductions. Sometimes she goes out of town. She's got 5 kids. She keeps having babies. That's great, but I need bookkeeping, and here she's on maternity leave for 3 months. What a pain in the butt. Well, I use AI bookkeeping now. I don't need her anymore. And it cost me $400 a year versus everything I was paying for was, $2,250 a year. This is real. And I'm going to share that bookkeeping app with you, but it's, it'll be in the resources. I'm not going to get into it, but basically you just, upload all your information to this AI, and it connects to all your bank accounts, and it's totally secure and safe. And every day you update your profit and loss statement every single day if you wanted to. It doesn't cost you anything once you pay the monthly fee, right? I have more here, but because we got a late stop here, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to go real quick over this case study here that I showed you early on. So for those of you, like, your website is arguably the most important asset that you have if you're a business owner or you work at a company. Probably if you work at a company, you probably know, like, hey, the website needs some work. By the way, we do that. We're happy to, if you send us referrals or anybody that needs somebody that does that, that's what we do. This website before was, it looked okay. We made it look better. And as I mentioned before, we increased their search visibility 800%, and we doubled their conversions. Now, even a doubling of conversions is a doubling in revenue, because what that means is, if 100 people came to their website, whether it was from a paid ad or it was a search result or it was an email, or what they do is a lot of radio and TV ads, that means that an increase from 2% to 4% is a doubling in revenue. So if they were making $100,000 a year, they weren't. They were doing 1.6 million a year in sales when we started with them. Just doubling conversions boosts their sales to 3.2 million a year with the same advertising revenue or a budget. That's crazy. And one of the ways that we did that was, they used to have, when you click to get started or sign up now, right? So like schedule now, it used to take you to a form. And I'm not kidding you, the form was like 2 pages long, and it had so many fields. And that's one of the worst things that you can do, is ask someone, that's probably happened to you, a doctor's office. They're like, oh, okay, here, fill this out. And they give you this clipboard, and it's like 6 pages of all this stuff you got to fill out. Man, this sucks. Now, people feel the same way about your website. Now, the problem is, like, when you're at the doctor, you have to fill that out, or you're not going to see the doctor. Now, with this company, I don't have to do business with them. It's really easy. I land on their website, and if I don't like something about them, guess what? I just click back, and I'm gone. I just find another company to do business with. Now, the case with this company is, like, if I type in trash can cleaning near me, you're going to see number 1, wash bins, and again, wash bins, and again, wash bins. So right off the bat, they're number 1 in the maps, number 1 here, and again, 3 here for their homepage. We did that. That's what we do. But that's beyond the actual conversion aspect. So what did we do for conversions? I'm going to show you. So instead, understand that the least you can ask a website visitor is, and by the way, we're going to go long. I understand, if you guys budgeted 2 hours, I apologize. This is going longer. Watch the video later. That's totally fine. But for you, those of you who can stay, I'm going to analyze your websites for free. So just stick around if you have more time.
We've got about 3 in queue that I have.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, and even if you don't have a website and you're to contribute, like just watching what we talk about will help you. So what we did is the least that you can ask somebody that visits your website is a click. That's the least you can ask, is a mouse click or one key on the keyboard, right? So now instead of like saying, okay, you want to sign up, fill out, you know, all these, like, which basically amounted to hundreds of clicks, because your name can be 5-10 clicks, your last name is another 5-10 clicks, your address is 20-30-40 clicks. You know what I mean? It's a lot of clicking, right? And then there was like I said, like 40 of these fields. There's hundreds and hundreds of clicks. We made the first step 1 click or 2 clicks if you click next. Boom. Oh, well, how many would you like cleaned? This is called the Spark. It's based on 2 things: cognitive biases, which are very powerful in conversion psychology. Number 1, the spark effect, and number 2, the IKEA effect. And the spark effect is this: like, if you can get a spark on a fire, that's what starts a fire, is a few sparks, right? It can start a fire. But you can't just instantly go to blazing campfire. That's not how it works, right? You got to spark it and light, get it going first, right? It's the same thing with conversions. And if you can get them starting to invest their time, then they're more likely to finish to the end, right? Same thing with the sunk cost, the IKEA effect, or sunk cost fallacy, they're both called. And that's basically like, you buy this table from IKEA, oh, I'll build it myself. Oh, screw this is a good price, I'll just build it myself. You get it home and you've got all these parts and all this hardware, and you're like, oh my, this was a terrible idea. And 2 hours later, you're still building it, but you finish it, right? Because you started it, and you're going to finish it, right? That's the same principle we're using here. So now, again, 1 click, 2 clicks, 3 clicks. Any cake codes or special requests? No. Another 2 clicks, 3 clicks. How did you hear about us? 1 click, 2 clicks, 3 clicks, right? I agree to the terms and conditions. 1 click, 2 clicks. Now they've invested some time, and now they're gonna, instead of a giant form though, we've broken it up. Now it's just their email, their name, their address, city, and phone number. Then they fill that out, and it takes them to the next part of the form, right? The payment information, right? So that's part of the way that we increased conversions, doubled this company's revenue. And you can do the same thing. But the other way that we did that was we laid the information out in a way that we felt matched what they were thinking about, what they needed to know, right? So we presented the problem. We showed them, hey, we've got a fleet of trucks. We show them how the problem, presented the problem, made them realize, hey, yeah, you do need to clean your trash bins. Here's the solution, right? Our fleet. And here's how it works, right? We're not talking about how great we are. Do you see anything here that says, hey, we're the best? No, just saying, hey, we were featured on these. We were featured on MSN. It's just fact. It's not a claim. It's a fact, right? This is not a claim. This is a fact. We serve over 200 cities. Right now, it's asking them a question, presenting the problem, showing the solution, showing them how it works in this video, calling them to action. Again, instead of just the video, we're showing them how it works. 1, 2, 3. Hero images are powerful, before and after. Dirty, clean. Right? Again, we're showing them again, before, after. Right? Showing them for the visual learners who don't read. We don't want to read the bin cleaning. And now here's the pricing, and we don't show the pricing up so soon, right? And now they can choose home or business, and they didn't have any of this stuff before, right? Video testimonials, what I was talking about, and then more reviews down here. And now we're giving them an even more of a reason. It's not scare tactic. It's a fact. It's a state law that you need to separate your veggies and fruits and organic waste into the green bin. And when you do that, it stinks and there's bugs and insects. It's gross. By the way, because I work with this client, I signed up, and it's an amazing service. I wish I can't, if I had the money, I would have it done once a week. I really would, at least once every 2 weeks. But right now I'm only signed up every 3 months. And then down here, some blog articles, or where they were featured, These were all featured in presses. and then their FAQ, contact, and a map where they're located. So it's a vast improvement. I'm not going to get into their old webpage, but that's what we do. That's how you can use AI. Like all the things that I talked about earlier can improve your business website and your revenue. I mean, 1.6 million to 4.3 million in 1 year. It's spectacular. And this is just one use case for AI, SEO, and CRO. And they all work together. All right. So for those of you that have to go, as promised, I'm going to fast forward here a little bit. And go past this. Experiment, experiment with AI. The best thing you can do is spend time with it. Anything, just keep using it and you'll get better at it. Join our support group. This Facebook support group right here is made just for you. Please join it. It's free. There's no selling in here. You're just going to get advice. You can ask questions. Raul is my guy. He works for my agency full time, and he also manages this group. It's just getting started. We've only got 178 members, but for those of you that are interested in conversion psychology, which you should be, join my nearly 5-year-old group that has 12,100 members, Conversion Rate Optimization Junkies. There's some really smart people in here. This right here is my most recent post talking about, how to optimize a web page quickly and easily, right? Join this group too if you're interested in if you do any kind of work and believe me, conversion optimization applies to how you talk to your spouse and your children. It's not just web pages. So yeah, join those groups if you're interested and explore further. Reach out to me, on my website, robertportillo.com. And if you know anybody that could use my AI, SEO, or CRO services, subscribe to my newsletter. If you want, you can schedule a consulting time. I do offer 15 minutes for free. You can schedule here. And the resources here, AI for Business course resources. This is going to have everything that we talked today. This is the replay from March. And something happened with Zoom, and that's one of the reasons we got rid of them. They lost our recording. I'm so upset. But you can watch the previous 2 classes and this one. And then here's all the links. And then with that, I'm going to go ahead and open up to questions. If any of you have any questions, feel free. Ask them now. And if there are no questions, thank you, everybody. Very kind. I appreciate you staying till the end.
I don't necessarily have a question. I just wanted to say thank you for all of the information that you have shared. It was super helpful.
Oh, cool. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I was late to the meeting today. I just barely made it to my desk. Normally, I'm here a half hour early. Then I ran into an Eventbrite problem. So I really appreciate you guys all checking your email and the kind words and your attention and mostly your time. Guys, remember this if you don't remember. Nothing is free. Nothing is free. If someone says, oh, I'm going to give you a free consultation, that's not free. It still requires your time. And your time is much more valuable than your money. You can make more money, but you can't make more time. So your time today being here means a lot to me. So I appreciate it. And the way that, I monetize this is from, making connections with people like you and getting referrals and hopefully, even some customers from people in the class. But I do this, both to, keep myself fresh and to learn more about AI and what direction I need to be going in the future. And now I'm going to look at some of your websites here. So this is, I'm going to just start a clean window here. This is Flock and Field Naturals. It looks like a CBD. Thank you, Chris, for organizing those. I blew it. I said, no, I'm not old enough. I'll click yes. Flock and Field Naturals. Okay, so first we're going to talk about the SEO of this page, right? So I'm going to go over here to my tool, Flock and Field Naturals, premium CBD hemp-based products online. So now, if this is the keyword you're targeting, I would put that first. the order of which you put this, by the way, guys, this is your title tag. I didn't say that, but your URL, so your whatever's in this domain name here, your title tag, your meta description are the three most important parts of the page. And the only way to know what those are is to get into WordPress and actually do the work, or use a tool like this to see what it is, because the tab up here will only show you part of the title tag. So Flock and Field Naturals is your brand name. So what you want this to say is premium CBD hemp-based products online - Flock and Field Naturals. And then discover Flock and Field Naturals, your trusted source for, this is you don't want this as your, I would reword this. I wouldn't say discover, I'd just say Flock and Field Naturals, and don't say trusted. Don't ever say trusted, like you can trust us, or trust, like there's that old joke. It says you can trust me really means F you. It's like, if you have to say that you can trust me, I don't trust you because I'm suspicious. Like, why would you say I can trust you? Like, I assume, like, why wouldn't I be able to trust you? Don't say trusted, or don't say you can trust me. It works against you, I promise. So just say your source for high quality CBD products in Chicago. Now that's a pretty broad range there that you're targeting. If you really want to localize this, you might want to pick a more, localized. Chicago's a big area. So but if you're far enough along, Chicago's totally doable. Just generally speaking, if you're new, you want to focus on the area where you're located, the neighborhood that you're in first. I don't know enough about your business, but I would do keyword research. That's number one. Like, I'm not even sure. So premium CBD hemp-based products, right? So if I type that, if I go there and I look in Ahrefs, and Chris, by the way, Chris, my number one guy who's been helping with the chat, he's so smart. He knows a lot about SEO, and feel free to chime in, Chris. So you see, there's no volume for premium hemp-based CBD products.
Yeah, I would just say to make sure, well, not make sure, if you have an offer, I would include that in that meta description as well, instead of just generic information. Tell them why they should want to shop there.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot. I mean, you could spend hours fine-tuning your title tags and meta descriptions for sure, but here's what I would do. I would just say, it's implied that it's a hemp-based product. You don't need to say hemp-based. Just premium CBD products. Now, I bet there's keyword research for that. There we go. Now, at least there's 40, right? Now, of course, if you take premium out, there's going to be insane amounts of volume, but it's going to be much more competitive. So premium might be a good word, but again, Chris does all our company research, and he can spend, 25, 50 hours doing keyword research, for multiple pages, of course. But it generally takes him several hours to do keyword research for one page. So and that's really important. And number four most important factor is your H1 tag, and you're missing an H1 tag. So the H1 tag would be this: Flock and Field Naturals, for example. That's weird. You've got a slider, but it just has the same thing on it. Okay. So yeah, get your H1 tag in there. Generally, you want that to be your target keyword. And then, your images, alt tags, right? You've got 31 missing alt tags here. So you might want to look and see, these alt tags should have keywords in them. Like, see this right here, this picture, it doesn't have an image description. So you want to tell exactly what that is with words, as if you were explaining it to a blind person, because that's primarily who uses those alt tags besides Google. In fact, the only people that use alt tags are SEOs, web designers, some very few, blind people, and Google. But since you're doing it for Google, but you want to do it in a way that's for blind people. See, these products don't even have an image description. So you're really missing out on some rankings by doing that. Okay, I'm not going to get too much into the SEO, but that's the basics. Remember, it's a golden dozen, basically. It's your URL, title tag, description, 6 H tags, and your alt tags. Okay, and then as far as conversion psychology goes, I would get rid of the elevate your experience. That's a dead giveaway. It's the most overused AI word is elevate, in my opinion. Transform is another one. Get rid of try not to make AI. People don't like AI content, especially like if you go on Reddit or something, they know you're AI, they'll come in for the kills so fast. Yeah, people don't like it when you're giving AI content. So you're going to have to humanize some of it if you're using AI. And then uncover is another one. You know, it's like it's clear that you used AI. So be careful about that. So 5-second test. Your conversions start with the 5-second test. And the 5-second test is 3 questions. Where am I? What can I do here? Why should I do it? Where am I? Flock and Field Naturals. I would invest in a logo if you could. Something visual that represents what you sell, because just by looking at your logo, I don't know what you sell. So you want that to have something in it that shows what you sell, if possible, right? And it's your brand, it's your brand image. It's not cut and dry. You have to stick to your brand image if you've got marketing materials and all that. I understand, but if you're early on, I would consider, getting a logo that actually says what you do just by looking at it. And then where am I? What can I do here? Which is shop now. And by the way, look at how much better that button would be if it was that color. See how it stands out? You want to be the red jelly bean in a bucket full of yellow ones. So red, jelly, bean, yellow. I think this will generate what I want. And then see that right there? That's Gestalt psychology. Like if you look at this, all you see is the red jelly bean. Like literally, if you were to put a laser and measure your eye, you would see you're looking right at that red jelly bean. That's what you want this to be, the red jelly bean. You can even make it red. It might not look as good on the page, but I guarantee you it's going to increase conversions. It's going to increase clicks on this button. You have it muted, like shop now if you want to, like whatever. That's not what you want. You'd be like, shop now. Make it stand out. The only color you want, yellow, blue, green, red, like something that stands out. You have no CTA buttons on any of these products. Like put it buy now, Anyway, 5-second test, 3 questions. Where am I? Where am I? Flock and Field Naturals. What can I do here? Shop now. Why should I do it? Well, if I read this, which I may or may not, I can, because you can uncover the natural potential of our premium. There's tons of CBD products. You're not positioning yourself as anything different. And so remember, the heart of your conversions is your offer. What is your offer? You're not offering anything. It's like, here's my wonderful store. And believe me, I know how hard it is to make websites, easy to tear down. I'm acting like the jaded consumer, not being a jerk. But you want to really stand out in the marketplace. You have to come up with a unique selling proposition. You have to have an offer. Like if you go to a car dealership, you're going to see, the car dealer is going to come out. Hey, you want to buy? You're looking at this car and give you a sweet deal. Instantly, a good salesperson is going to start wheeling dealing. Hey, if I knock off let me go talk to my manager. If I knock off $2,000, would you buy today? Would you consider? Hey, did you know this was voted #1 car of the year by Motor Trend magazine? And he's selling, right? That's what that kind of salesperson can make hundreds of thousands of dollars at a car dealership. But the other ones that are like, hey, let me know if you need anything. That's what this shop button is. You got to make a deal. Your website is not, Apple. Apple has a brand expectation. A lot of people they copy companies that have been building their brand for decades and think they can just do this. You can't do that. You need to wheel and deal. 20% off all CBD products today only. And then you have to take the offer away the next day. There should be a pop-up here. If you don't have one, maybe I closed it, that say subscribe to our newsletter for, and get 20% off today. So that if they don't buy anything today, you can remarket to them. Email marketing has the #1 ROI. SEO is #2. So yeah, that's what I do. And then, so again, 5-second test. Where am I? What can I do here? Why should I do it? By the way, it's very complicated. That we're just talking about the top of your page because that's how you make the impression, the first impression. Get rid of home. Everybody knows you can click the logo. And that you want to minimize this here. to as little as possible. Where am I? Flock and Field. What can I do here? Shop now. Why should I do it? There's no why should I do it. In this case right here, Clayton Graphics Custom Banners, we're giving them a reason to do it. We chose Clayton because of their quality, service, and ability to meet our deadlines. They always make Guess look good. Guess is a huge company, and she worked there when she was a buyer for Guess. And see how this button stands out? That's how you make sales. Where am I? Clayton Graphics. What can I do here? Get a free estimate. Why should I do it? Well, I will let Diane Bush of Guess tell you why you should do it. Okay, so think about that. You got to think. Now, it's a very nice looking website. I always sometimes forget to say the nice things about it because, but it is a nice looking website. You've got really clean fonts. It's a clean looking website. It's a nice looking website. It's too soon for your vision and your mission. You got a good layout here. You got better colors for the CTAs here, although this color is very similar to this color. So you got to be careful about that. But yeah, it's a nice looking website, and you've got to subscribe to our newsletter here. So that's really cool. And you're doing a lot of good things, a lot of things right on this page. But the main thing is your offer. You got to make an offer. It's just not enough to say you have premium products. I can't tell you many times that I've been on websites, CBD websites that say they're premium. Like, who's going to say, oh, ours are subpar? Go ahead and buy it. And that's why our prices are so low, because they're subpar. So you got to rethink that. The heart of your conversions is your offer. All right, I'm going to move on to this one here. And Chris, I'm going to turn this one over to you. What do you think? Do you like this one? You want to look at it or no? Chris, you there? Maybe Chris stepped away.
Nope, I'm here. I'm sorry. Which website?
Sorry, wrong window. Life Coaching, Ross Thompson.
Oh.
Specialist. I will say, Ross, by the way, I can't tell you how many times I've seen life coaches and consultants and everything where the person was the business, the person was the brand, and they don't have any pictures of themselves. It's the most crazy thing ever. Ross Thompson, there he is, looking right at you as if you were there in person. He's kind of got a nice smile on his face. He looks confident. His hands are together. He's confident. He needs to be. He's going to coach you. He needs to better be confident. And you can see what he looks like. He's clean cut. You can tell he's not wearing a suit. He's not stuffy. You can tell a lot about this picture. And there's a clear call to action, right? So there's some, right off the bat, Ross gets it. He's the brand, and he's front row center. Anyway, Chris, you want to look at this?
Absolutely. Yeah. So first thing I noticed here is we have, and again, actually the first thing I noticed is him. And I appreciate that the same way that you did. What I am not seeing is it took me a long time to figure out what you coach. Is it soccer? Is it, life coaching? Is it, there's one word on here. I think it's down here, specialist life coaching services. But it's underneath you in the third line. I would make that probably more prominent. The get started button is great. I like the animation on the hover. Specialist coaching for youth, adults. Again, specialist coaching isn't telling me what that is. Again, I would even on these things, because if I skip over that and I look down here, I would end into that what you're coaching here. But great images, great little blocks there. Also a little bit of a light up on the hover effect. That's good.
Yeah, so where am I? Ross Thompson. What I guess, like, there's no logo, right? So, but it's just a personal brand, so I guess that's okay. What can I do here? Get started. But get started what? Like, I don't know what I'm going to get started. Like, get started right away? Like, you want me to, I just met you and you want me to get started signing up for your life coaching? It's too soon. Too soon. I would get rid of this CTA. It looks out of place here anyway. I would, like Chris said, you've got to have a headline and a sub-headline. The headline gets attention. The sub-headline converts it to interest. And then, but with a personal brand, it's a little different. Chris, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm just kind of
that's great.
There's not a whole lot on the page to comment on.
Yeah, like the point of the top of the page is to say who you are, what you do, where you do it, who you do it for, and why choose you. And you're nailing a lot of those. I would just fill in the blanks there. One other thing that I'm seeing here is if I, for example, click on one of these menu options, like if I click on Ross, I have no easy way to get back to the home page. That's a little frustrating for me. So I would maybe consider, I personally, I tried clicking on Ross Thompson to see if that would bring me back.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah. I have to go into the URL and delete it to go back.
Yeah.
Right. Or click the back button. Yeah.
And you mentioned that the Get Started button, you mentioned something about the Get Started button there, Robert. What was that earlier?
Yeah. And then the Get Started button just pushes you down a few inches. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably something where I would have that open up into a pop-up form and try to engage them there rather than get rid of it, because that is right where my eye goes. I like having it there. You can use that for conversion if it has something happen. Like I think I would use it for a form.
Let's see what GPT says if I just say optimize this for conversions. So unlock your potential with specialist coaching, one-to-one coaching for young people, adults, parents, and professionals. Build confidence, gain clarity, achieve real change. Now, if this sounds like something that aligns with what you're offering, and then book your session today. One-off online sessions, coaching that empowers, training that upskills. Get started now. That's way better. But here's the thing. Here's what you do. Remember, Chris, thank you for letting me interrupt. Ross, the core of your conversion is your offer. The best thing you can offer is free first session. Free first session. Hey, it's only 15 minutes, maybe, but free first session. Hey, give them a taste of how good you are. You know, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
One of the free samples are some of the best, and are guaranteed or your money back. Like these are offers that are really hard to like a free trial on them. Like a lot of times there's remember I talked about all these AI apps and guys, you have to forgive me because I didn't get enough into them. I talked about a few of them and there's just so many and I'm learning. But if I find a new one and it looks interesting and I go and they don't have a free trial, I'm like, you know what? Unless my friends have been raving about it and I just absolutely am really motivated, I'm like, there's other one. I'll just find one with a free trial. I am not paying you until I first know what this is useful. I'm not giving you my credit card for a free trial either, because then I have to remember to cancel. And it's like, if your product is good, you will have a free trial. That's it. What are you afraid of? What are you trying to trick people into using something that they're not going to like? Same thing I think with a life coach. The best thing you can do is make the CTA button, free first session. That's if you can afford it,
Yep. I really appreciate too the consistency of imagery. These, gradient blue boxes with the circle and the image. It's branding and it's very well done. However, going from
These are
page
great.
to page, I noticed that the images are taking, at least for me, quite a bit to load. So
Yeah.
I'm seeing like blankness and then it slowly fills in. You may want to consider working with your hosting company to try to speed up how that works, either by optimizing the images or doing some sort of a like a lazy load, or I'm not sure exactly what would be good there, but those are not big enough images and there is just not enough information on this page for it to load so slowly. So I'm sure that could happen in real time, and I think that would make a difference too. People are super impatient.
Yeah. And the other thing that comes to mind too, Ross, is do a free Eventbrite, and do some free coaching online and you'll pick up some clients. It could be a really good way
Great
for you.
idea.
Or what about SEO on the homepage, Chris? What do you think?
Let's take a quick look. Hold on. I'm sorry. I didn't even think to look at that. I'm trying to get back to your homepage. I got to delete it. All right, let's see.
I have the screen shared, right? You can see.
Yes, yeah. Love your title and meta description are both great. You have keywords in there too, and this is more clear what it is that you do, life coaching services instead of just specialist. I appreciate that. It does look like there is a H1 tag with just your name. The H1 tag, I would make sure that the H1 tag is also saying life coaching, right? We want to tell Google what you're doing.
Yeah.
The H2 tag is great, but it looks like it might be broken onto multiple lines. So I'm seeing some character issues there where they're kind of bleeding into one another because the line break doesn't account for that space. So you may want to consider making that multiple H2s, which also get some more headings onto the page if possible. You don't want to clutter the page and make it, unusable for the reader, but at the same time, a Google crawler is going to have some difficulty understanding what your page is without, kind of giving it the skeleton in these H tags. So one way that I like to do that is to kind of minimize the impact to the clean page would be to add something like marquee text, the scrolling text, where it's just header after header, but it only takes up like a thin strip. You can also do the same thing with like accordions or tabs.
This is an example of what he's saying right here. So you put your keywords here and you make these all H2 tags. And then when you look at the page, look at how many H2 tags they have. The more H2 tags, and as long as they're relevant to the topic, the better. It helps Google understand the page better. Go ahead, Chris.
Yep, it does look like we have 10 images on the page and none are missing an alt tag. So that's good, and the alt tags are actually optimized. You've done some really good work here.
Yeah.
I would just say to add some more content to better inform Google. Actually curious. Let's see.
Also, keyword research. It's the start of every journey is creating a map. Life coaching services. You don't even know if that's a good keyword. Look, life coaching services online. Life coaching services near me. There's a lot here. If we go so going back, just assuming life coaching services is your target keyword because it's the first word in your title tag, you want to make sure that there's enough volume for that, and it does look like you maybe have done some, and that's a good keyword to target. What you do have to be careful about though is getting off topic. And when you say specialist life coaching services, coaching and training for young people, then these might be conflicting keywords. So you want to be careful about, using that, those other keywords on the page. So for example, if you go to AI and you say, give me, 10 keyword variations for, and then paste that in there, then it's, you add these keywords to the page. Add them as H tags if you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure that your title, your meta description, your H1 tag, your alt tag, your first paragraph all have that same pre-decided keyword phrase that you're trying to rank on that page. And make sure, if you have ones that could compete with each other on the page, just make a new page for them. And you can put that down in the footer if it doesn't need to be featured in the top menu, but it'll help Google to better understand the page as well. You may want to consider schema as well. I see you have some schema built in, and it's good, but it's also a little bit minimal. You can go in and flesh that out with something like SEO Press or Rank Math has a SEO plugin if you're on WordPress. But some schema for local business, some schema for web page schema, local business schema. Those would be the two I would recommend. And then also looking at your open graphs, they don't appear to have been customized at all. So when people share your website for like Facebook or Twitter shares, they're getting kind of like a cutoff image and some text that isn't optimized. So if people are sharing your website through social media, you may want to consider kind of tailoring those open graphs for better visuals and better message.
Yeah, Chris, I told you Chris is good at SEO. He's getting more advanced here with schema and open graphs. But anyway, other thing to consider, look, practical support and coaching for parents. That's what you're targeting here with your title tag. But there's no volume for that, 0. But coaching for parents has 150 searches a month plus all these other variations here. So you could literally probably have some of these on the page because they go right along with it. You'd have to vet them, but that coaching for parents, you could instantly increase your chances of ranking better by your URL says coaching for parents. So you want your title tag. Here's the best takeaway, guys. Your URL, your title tag, your meta description, and your H1 should all have your target keyword in them first, if possible. It's that simple. Okay, he has it, coaching for parents right here, right? But now he's got practical support and that's a totally different keyword. You change one letter, it's a totally different keyword. Just make it coaching for parents. Make your H1 coaching for parents. URL, coaching for parents. Meta description, coaching for parents. Boom. You have done 90% of, 75% of the optimization of the page. You will beat 75% of your competitors by doing those 4 things. All right, we need to move on.
Absolutely. I can't stress how important keyword research is before building up a page either. You don't want to spend all that time tailoring everything and then finding out it's a keyword that doesn't get any traffic.
Yeah, guys, keywords everywhere will give you some free keywords everywhere. Chrome extension is free. And then if you can pay for credits and they're like dirt cheap, pennies. And this will give you a little, like I have mine turned off right now, but let's say I was like, what you do is you use Google coaching for parents, right? Keyword research is and SCRO are the 2 most underutilized, unappreciated, and stupidly overlooked aspects of all of marketing, period. That's it. It's I can't tell you how frustrating it is. So I'm going to turn on keywords everywhere now, and I'm going to do the search, and it's going to give me my keyword data over here. It's going to show me, different related keyword, parent coaching services, right? Parent coach certification, parent coach certifications, online parent coach, co-parenting, right? So it's going to give you this, and it does a whole lot of other stuff too. It's really an amazing plugin. All right, close that. So this is Naki C-Bike, and if I'm pronouncing that right, it's German.
Hello. Yeah, sorry. It's the website of my parents, and it's in Dutch.
Yeah, so right off the bat, I'm not getting a way to switch languages. That would be your number 1 thing. But you're probably not selling to the United States anyway. But normally Google will come up and it will give me an option to translate. And
if you highlight any of the text, just like one of the headers or whatever, and right click, you should see an option to translate this text, and then translate full page will come up after that.
Oh, dude. Chris, you're amazing. I didn't know that. That's really cool. Okay, where am I? Naki C-Bike. I would put this up here in the left corner in place of the home button. What can I do here? Well, it says welcome. I would get rid of this. This is you don't need to say welcome. Avoid platitudes and just make an offer, call them to action. Hey, rent a bike today, 10% off, $10 off first time customers. Remember, the core of your conversions is your offer. What's your offer? Where am I? Naki C-Bike. What can I do here? I don't see anything to do. I guess browse your menu and click around and try to figure out things is what I can do. That's bad. Guide them through the rental process. By the way, I'm super into e-bikes. So right here, online bike rental, bio bike wash, annual leave. So it looks like it's a bike rental place. So the way this is structured, have a headline up here, e-bike rental, eco conscious, $10 off your first e-bike rental. That's what you do. And why should you do it? Well, over here you have a blurb like I showed you from Diane from Guess Inc., or you have, your Google reviews, like your number of Google reviews or something that shows that you're trustworthy and legitimate. And that's it. It doesn't have to be called e-bike rental. Is real simple. And I would get rid of this whole part right here and then just put this right as the second section. Just get right into it, so that what they don't even have to scroll to see the bikes, because really they're just looking at bikes. They just want to see, or these are for sale, right? This looked like that would be really expensive to rent. So you're selling and you're renting, it looks like. So that's what I would do. Is it's really simple what you should do, and that's it. Oh, see, and you have some of this here. So this is really cool. You can put a little blurb of that in the top section here. So yeah, maybe this should say buy an e-bike, rent an e-bike, lease an e-bike, something like that, or buy rent an e-bike, lease an e-bike, buy an e-bike, and then have rent now, buy now, learn more, and so forth. That's how you want to guide that traffic. And then as far as SEO goes, you want it to be whatever your number one keyword is. So if it's rental, right here, the home is fine if you want to just target your brand, or just like e-bike rental in your area, right? Or e-bikes in city, right? That's what you want to do. And then, so looking at your SEO, rental. So, you want this to be, e-bike rental, and then Naki C-bike, right? That's what you want. And again, everything that we said that applied to the last session is get that keyword in your URL, in your title, meta description, and H tags, and at least one of your alt tags, maybe your first alt tag. And that's it. Like you'll do so much better if you just do that. We've got a couple more. I got to move quickly here. Clean Reg Partners, your trusted clinical regulatory affair partners, expert advising all your clinical regulatory needs, navigating through FDA regulations throughout the lifetime of your product. Very verbose. Where am I? Clean Reg Partners. What can I do here? There's no call to action. Why should I do it? Again, there's just nothing here. So this is complicated. I don't know a whole lot about this business. But if we worked with this company, we would definitely have some learning to do. Clinical regulatory affairs partners, expert advising. So I assume that you have a very specific niche, and the people coming here already know, what you do. The goal here is to just make it easy for people to find what they need. You've got a little free ebook here. If you are targeting a keyword like clinical regulatory affairs, or just clinical regulatory company, right? See what that looks like. Services, let's say clinical regulatory services, 70 searches a month. Company, no searches a month. So let's just say it's services without knowing as much about your. Are you here? Are they here? By the way, if you're here.
Yeah. It's targeted pharmaceutical executives, small 1 to 100 employee that are working on drug development, and they need to interact with FDA, and that's where they need our consultancy to help them.
Is this
navigate.
pharmacovigilance?
Similar to that type of thing. So we help with regulatory affairs submissions to FDA for review and approval of their drug applications.
So if you're familiar with pharmacovigilance, is there like a similar term that would describe this that might be a better keyword?
Yes, that is similar. Yeah.
I think this tells a lot right here. Clinical trial regulatory services. Does that sound like a good keyword?
Sure.
So then that would be, and look at the keyword difficulty on this is 2 out of 100. So you don't have a ton of competition. So what I would do is I would get in here and put that keyword, this one, right here at the beginning. That's, you're going to instantly, do better. And then again, here, like just, so let's see here. Let's use AI. Let's say, okay, optimize this so that this keyword is first, and paste that there. And then you could say, and company name is last. Glenn, oops. And then paste that title tag that you have in there. And so it'll just quickly optimize that. Clinical Trial Regulatory Services. That's a good title tag right there. I mean,
Yeah, just doing some quick research here. It looks like FDA regulatory consulting firms is a pretty good keyword traffic.
yeah, and you could probably put that there, FDA regulatory consulting firm.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, and then I would, I'm a big fan of the, this type of format where, let's see, another one. This is a very specialty product, where you just like, you got a headline, you have a sub headline, and then a call to action, and then something to motivate them. You know what I mean? It may not be applicable in your industry. I don't know enough about your customers, but most people are the same. Like they, it helps them know like, oh, this place does exactly what we need, And so instead of, don't say trusted, just have a big headline, a sub headline, and a call to action like learn more or free trial or free consultation or, something, that's what I would do. And you'll be better off. As far as like over here, same thing, ask AI after you see. What's cool is once you've done the work of the title tag, you could say, now make me an optimized meta description. And it knows what a meta description is. And you can just take this and copy and paste it. And now make me a headline, sub headline, and CTA button text. And it will. Headline, clinical trial regulatory services that accelerate your path to approval, right? Because that's what they want, right? They don't want to hire you. It sucks that they have to hire you. They don't want the FDA even. But what they really want is to get approval. That's what they want, is this approval, right?
Exactly.
I would argue that you would say accelerate your path to FDA approval. That's the headline. That's what they want. This is what's called point last. This is what's called point last, guys. You're making your most important point, what they want, last. Put what they want first. Because if, it's like a first impression, clinical trial regulatory services, like that's what you do. That's not what they want. You say, accelerate your path to approval with clinical trial, with ClinReg partners. That's the headline right there.
Yeah, and depending on your demographic, you might do well with an infographic too, to just kind of simplify everything and show what you do and what the results are.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And a little testimonial. It says, hey, they got ours approved in 3 months or something. I don't know.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Okay, last one, guys. I really appreciate all of you diehards that are still here. It's really amazing. Mindful Circles. Mindfulcircles.org. Cool logos, kind of some cool design elements here. I've always liked these kind of JavaScript things. And that's really elegantly done here. Mindfulness, wisdom, connections, growth. The Sangha of ambitious professionals meeting regularly to meditate together, reflect and connect in a private space, infused with wisdom, compassion, equanimity. Join Mindful Circle. 5-second test. Where am I? Mindful Circles. What can I do here? Join Mindful Circle. Why should I do it? I don't see any reason to do it. Like, it's possible that you're like networking and going to trade shows and that people landing here already are motivated or pre-qualified, pre-informed about what you do. But if they're, what are you targeting? Who are you targeting? If someone just finds you on the internet searching, what are you targeting? Mindfulness, wisdom. These are very vague. They're very vague. This is not specific enough to be helpful to me, right? So I again, like, people are your best, your reviews, testimonials are your best salespeople. Look at that. They have, Chris, they have the scrolling marquee here. But it just looks like a lot of disparate words. What is a circle? Weekly meditation meet up for startup professionals. Oh, okay. Now see that, honestly, this is a this whole top section is a throwaway. Not the design. The design's cool. But this is what you want to say. Weekly meditation meetup for startup professionals. That's the headline. That's what I get it now. Like, I read this and I'm like, that's really cool. I have a friend that's going to this meditation, and they meditate in a group of hundreds of people. And I used to do this with 500 people at this spiritual center I used to go to. It's amazing, by the way, meditating in a group. I prefer it. I have a hard time meditating alone. And then again, look, we meet on a weekly basis to meditate together and share about our week, right? But I would say we meet together to share about our week and improve our business performance, because that's what they're trying to do, or reduce stress or whatever, right? So this right here, what you're doing is you're listing features, not benefits. What are they going to get, right? Now, if you look over here, I didn't get into this, but this is your custom GPT. See my #1 GPT project? It's Get. It's called Get, because what it does is it converts this crazy marketing speak or business speak, where people are talking about their business. This is very company centric, and you want it to be very customer centric. And this I pasted in there on Get, right? And say go. It's going to rephrase all of this in the form of what they get, right? Experience collective calm and clarity with mindful circles, a weekly meditation meetup designed for startup professionals. Now, see, this didn't do it. Join a circle and get grounded. See, this is what I said. Get grounded, supported, and recharged for the week ahead, right? That's the subheadline. So if you go here and say weekly meditations meetup for startup professionals, this is cool. This is really cool. And then say join a circle and get grounded, supported, and recharged for the week ahead, right? That's cool. And then get rid of all this and say join a circle today. Or, is it free? I don't know. How much does it cost? What if I click join, right? Oh, okay, it's a suggested donation, right? But you should offer it for free. It should be free. The first one should be free. And that's it. Free first circle session today, if you join today or something like that. So that's what I would do as far as the conversion psychology goes. As far as SEO, again, your keyword research is going to be your best friend here, because you have some very vague and competing terms here. Meditation and mindful sharing, all one word. That's not going to help you rank. And meditation is going to be impossible to rank for. There's just too much competition for that keyword. Plus, meditation is an informational keyword. So if I type in meditation, we didn't even talk about search intent. So there's informational search intent, there's transactional search intent, there's commercial search intent, there's different search intents. And meditation alone is just an informational search intent. See, I can go right here, get user search intent with my tool, and I'll click ChatGPT. If you're ever wondering, if you're not sure what a keyword is, it's going to show you, if it's informational or transactional. And you can see here, all the search results are informational. So you're trying to get someone to sign up. You're not trying to teach them about meditation. So that's the wrong keyword. So what you want here is, something related to what you're actually selling. And keyword research is going to be your best friend there.
And you know, there's so many facets there. I just want to throw out there, if anybody's interested in doing like an a la carte keyword research, that is something that we offer.
And that's very nice of you to say that, Chris, because Chris doesn't, it's not his favorite part of the job. Let's put it that way. It's hard. Keyword research is freaking hard. The reason I assign it to Chris is because it's too hard for me. And he's better, just better at it, you know, period. And so why would I do it when I dislike it and I'm not very good at it, and he dislikes it, but he is very good at it. So anyway, that's what I would do, is do your keyword research, get that keyword here first thing, get the keyword here as soon as you can, get that keyword here in your H1 tag, right? Whatever it is, and get that, if it's a sub page, get it in in the URL too. And that's like more than half the battle if you can do that. And again, like, you know, go through the page and talk about benefits. So this is a benefit, supportive community. This is a benefit. This is a benefit. And you're burying it on lower on the page, right? Here you're talking about features. Talk about benefits first and then features, right? And then by the way, here's a really cool tip, guys. Just stay away from negative language. Don't say don't. Because in their mind, they're like, don't sign up. Don't walk the path alone. Don't sign up. You know, don't say that. Just say, you know, you don't need to walk the path alone, or walk the path with like-minded professionals, even better, right? Don't, you know, try to phrase everything, especially with what you're doing about being mindful about being positive. Just you know, an example. I'll give you an example here. Chris and I like go rounds about this when we're making pages. So we're going to say, make this positive, right? And then don't walk the path alone when you can walk it with Sangha. Walk the path with supportive Sangha by your side, right? You can even say, give me 20 variations. If you don't, because sometimes you just don't like them. It has to match your brand image, who you are, and who the business is, and your personal taste. And here you go. Journey farther with Sangha walking beside you, right? So here's 20 better examples than what they have right here, if you're here on me. Anyway, guys, that's almost 3 hours. I appreciate you guys, every one of you here. And, you know, my email's on my website. You don't have to book a consultation session with me. If you've got a question, anything that I can help you with, please reach out.
Yes, sir.
If you know
we have
anybody that
one more
needs
URL here.
Oh, okay. If you know anybody that needs anything, also, you know, feel free to introduce me. Okay, I'll show Chris's little trick here.
Oh yeah, for some reason it's not working on this page. It's the first time I've ever seen that not work.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks like it's a restaurant and the video is not loading for you. The video is actually pretty cool. It's a night shot of the restaurant with people walking by and stuff. It's
yeah, it's not. It's struggling. It's weird. It's like half. Some of it's like half English. Yeah, it's going to be really difficult to do. I would. Yeah,
the main thing that I noticed is, as a restaurant, I'm not sure what's on your menu at a glance. It's a video of the actual restaurant, and then these photos, I can't really tell what they're eating. Is it a bistro? Is it a, you know, like I'm curious more about the menu if I'm coming to a restaurant's homepage, and I'd have to go to the menu in order to see what you're doing. I feel like that should be above the fold there.
Agreed. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys. Can't do this one, but I appreciate you submitting it. Got to run. Thanks again, everybody. You hardcore people, appreciate you. And feel free to reach out to me if you need anything.
It doesn't. Not yet.